5 facts that will shatter your reality. Hey there, fact fanatics and curiosity commanders. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into a pool of pure, unadulterated, mind-blowing facts. These aren't your grandma's fun facts about squirrels. We're talking about reality-bending, wait, what het? Level truths that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Prepare to have your perception of the universe completely and utterly obliterated. Are you ready? Let's do this. Fact number 1 is so dazzling, it'll make your jaw drop faster than a meteor shower. Brace yourselves, there's a planet made of diamond. Yes, you heard that right. A giant, sparkling space rock of pure, unadulterated bling. This cosmic gem is called 55 Cancri E, and it's twice the size of Earth and 8 times as massive. Talk about a hefty engagement ring. It orbits a sun-like star in the Cancer constellation, which, let's be honest, is a pretty fitting name for a planet this precious. But how does a planet become a diamond? Well, 55 Cancri E is primarily composed of carbon. Under immense pressure and heat, that carbon crystallized into the giant diamond we know and love. From afar, of course. This discovery challenges our understanding of planetary formation and shows us just how extreme conditions can get out there in the vast expanse of space. Who needs gold when you can have a whole planet made of diamonds? Next up, we're bending the very fabric of reality with fact number 2. Time slows down near black holes. I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, this is real science. Black holes have such intense gravity that they warp space-time itself. This warping causes time to slow down relative to observers far away from the black hole. Imagine watching someone fall into a black hole. From your perspective, they would appear to slow down, stretch out, and eventually freeze at the event horizon, the point of no return. This mind-bending phenomenon is called time dilation. Einstein's theory of general relativity predicted this, and it's been confirmed by observations. Black holes are truly bizarre cosmic entities that messed with our fundamental understanding of time and space. All right, prepare for a fact that's a little closer to home. Literally. Fact number 3. Your body emits a faint glow. I know you're probably thinking, wait, I'm a walking nightlight? Well, not exactly. This glow is caused by bioluminescence, which is basically chemical reactions happening inside your cells. It's incredibly weak, so weak you can't see it with the naked eye. You'd need some seriously sensitive cameras to detect it. Interestingly, this glow fluctuates throughout the day, peaking in the late afternoon. So, if you ever feel like you're shining a little brighter in the late afternoon, you actually are. This fact demonstrates the constant activity happening within our bodies, even when we're just sitting around doing nothing. We're all just tiny, glowing chemical reactors. Hold on to your hats, because fact number 4 is a cosmic curveball. The universe is expanding at an accelerating rate. This discovery, made in the late 1990s, completely surprised scientists. They expected the expansion of the universe to be slowing down due to gravity, but instead, they found that it was actually speeding up. This led to the concept of dark energy, a mysterious force that's driving this accelerated expansion. We don't really know what dark energy is, but it makes up a huge chunk of the universe. The implications of this accelerating expansion are pretty wild. It means the universe will continue to stretch and thin out. Eventually, it could lead to a cold, dark, and lonely future. Cheerful, right? But hey, at least we're expanding in style. And finally, fact number 5, a little something to bring us back down to Earth. Or rather, a place where Earth's gravity is a little less strong. There's an area on Earth with slightly weaker gravity. This gravitational anomaly is located in the Hudson Bay area of Canada. The cause? A geological quirk. During the last ice age, a massive ice sheet covered this area. When the ice sheet melted, it left a depression in the Earth's crust. This uneven distribution of mass results in a subtle decrease in gravity. So if you're looking to feel a little lighter, head on over to Hudson Bay. It's a fascinating example of how the Earth's surface and its gravitational field interact. Who knew gravity could take a vacation? So, there you have it. 5 mind-blowing facts that are guaranteed to make you question everything. A diamond planet, time-bending black holes, glowing humans, an accelerating universe, and gravity taking a break. The universe is a weird and wonderful place, full of surprises and mysteries just waiting to be uncovered. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep your mind open to the endless possibilities. And hey, if you enjoyed this mind-blowing journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow fact enthusiasts. Until next time, stay curious.
American presidents, the funniest facts you've never heard. All right, history buffs and comedy connoisseurs, gather round. We're diving headfirst into the hilarious hidden lives of American presidents. Forget the serious stuff for a minute. We're talking quirky habits, bizarre pets, and moments that make you wonder, wait, that happened in the White House? Prepare for some presidential LOLs. Because let's face it, studying American presidents doesn't have to be a snooze fest. It can be informative and entertaining. Buckle up. John Adams, folks, was a man of passion. And by passion, I mean a fiery temper that could ignite a room faster than you can say, Declaration of Independence. But that's not all. This founding father was also an early bird. We're talking rooster level early. Imagine waking up before dawn every single day, ready to argue with yourself. That's John Adams for you folks. He'd write letters and then debate the points he just made. Talk about a lively morning. And forget hitting the snooze button. Adams was a fitness fanatic. He believed in daily brisk walks. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, Adams was out there pounding the pavement. You gotta admire the dedication, even if it was a little intense. Andrew Jackson, now, there was a character. A true original, a man of action, and a renowned duelist. Seriously, this guy settled disputes with pistols at dawn. Can you imagine Biden challenging Trump to a duel? Ratings gold. He even got shot in a duel once, but still managed to kill his opponent. Talk about commitment. But the best part? Jackson owned a pet parrot named Pole. Pole wasn't your average Pollywanna cracker kind of bird. Oh no. Pole had a vocabulary that would make a sailor blush. Legend has it that Pole cursed up a storm at Jackson's funeral. So bad, in fact, that they had to remove him from the premises. Now, that's a presidential pet story for the ages. Abraham Lincoln, the stoic figure of the Civil War, the great emancipator. But did you know he was also surprisingly hilarious? Beneath that serious exterior was a sharp wit and a master storyteller. He used humor to diffuse tense situations. Imagine being in the middle of a national crisis, and Lincoln cracks a joke that somehow makes everything a little bit better. That's the power of presidential humor, folks. He famously quipped about his inability to make a living. Said he was better at splitting rails than splitting hairs. Self-deprecating humor for the win. And let's not forget the stovepipe hat. It wasn't just a fashion statement, it was also a mobile filing cabinet. Lincoln used his hat to store important documents. Talk about a head for business. Chester A. Arthur. A name that doesn't exactly scream style icon, right? Wrong. This guy was a fashion plate. He was known for his extravagant wardrobe. We're talking serious sartorial splendor. Rumor has it that Arthur owned over 80 pairs of trousers. 80? That's more pants than most people own in a lifetime. He was a stickler for fashion. Everything had to be just so. The man knew how to rock a suit. He even commissioned a White House overhaul to reflect his impeccable tastes. New wallpaper, new furniture, the works. But here's the kicker. Arthur was also a surprisingly progressive president. He advocated for civil service reform. So the next time you think of Chester A. Arthur, remember him as the fashionable reformer who rocked a suit and fought for what was right. Calvin Coolidge. Silent Cal. The man of few words and a master of deadpan humor. He was known for his taciturn nature. He didn't say much, but when he did, it was usually gold. He famously responded, "You don't have to," when asked why he didn't speak to his wife. Ouch. Talk about a mic drop moment. But the best part? Coolidge had a pet raccoon named Rebecca. Yes, you heard that right. A raccoon. And not just any raccoon. Rebecca was a White House pet. She had her own collar, leash, and even a custom-built playhouse. Imagine the Secret Service trying to wrangle a raccoon running loose in the Rose Garden. Comedy gold. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the humorous side of American presidents. Proof that even the most powerful people in the world have their quirks and funny moments. These stories remind us that even presidents are human. They have unique personalities, strange habits, and moments of levity. So the next time you're reading a history book, remember that behind the serious decisions and weighty responsibilities, there's a whole lot of funny waiting to be discovered. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. Pole the Parrot. 7 mind-blowing space facts you won't believe are true. Hey there, space explorers. Get ready to have your minds absolutely blown. Space is a place of endless wonder, filled with phenomena so bizarre they'll challenge everything you thought you knew about the universe. We're about to dive into 7 incredible space facts that are guaranteed to leave you in awe. Buckle up because this is going to be an amazing ride. Prepare to question reality itself. Did you know that it literally rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter? I know, right? The intense pressure and heat deep within these gas giants can transform carbon atoms into dazzling, precious gems. Scientists believe massive diamond hailstorms occur regularly in their atmospheres. Imagine that. Planets raining diamonds. It's like a cosmic treasure hunt. But unfortunately, these dazzling riches are completely inaccessible to us. The exact process is still being studied, but the evidence is mounting. Who knew the solar system could be so sparkly? It's just mind-boggling. Forget everything you thought you knew about the sun. It's not a solid object like Earth. Instead, it's a gigantic swirling ball of plasma. Plasma is superheated matter where electrons have been stripped away from atoms. This creates an electrically charged gas that's incredibly energetic. It's the fourth state of matter. This plasma is responsible for the sun's incredible power, including solar flares and coronal mass ejections. These events can even impact Earth, disrupting our satellites and power grids. The sun is a powerful and dynamic force. Hold on to your hats, because this one is truly unbelievable. There's a planet out there called 55 Cancri E that is primarily composed of diamond. Can you imagine owning a piece of that? This planet is about twice the size of Earth and has a much greater mass. It's believed to have a high carbon composition. The extreme pressure and heat within its core have transformed that carbon into a massive diamond. This makes 55 Cancri one of the most valuable objects in the known universe. It's a cosmic diamond in the rough. Who needs gold when you can have a planet made of diamond? This is one of the weirdest space facts out there. Astronauts have reported a distinct smell after returning from spacewalks. And what does space smell like? Fried steak. The aroma is often described as burnt steak, hot metal, or even welding fumes. It's a bizarre and unexpected sensory experience. What could possibly cause this? The exact cause is still debated, but it's likely due to the interaction of the space vacuum with spacecraft materials. It could also be the interaction with the astronaut's spacesuit. Whatever the reason, space apparently smells delicious. In space, no one can hear you scream. Literally. Sound requires a medium to travel, like air or water. But space is a vacuum. That means there is virtually nothing in space to carry sound waves. So even if a massive explosion were happening right next to you, you wouldn't hear a thing. It's complete silence. A vast, unending quiet. It's both peaceful and a little unsettling to think about. The universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating. This means that galaxies are moving further apart at an increasing speed. It's like the universe is on a cosmic growth spurt. This expansion is driven by a mysterious force called dark energy. We don't fully understand what dark energy is, but it makes up a huge portion of the universe. As the universe expands, it becomes more vast and empty. It's a mind-boggling concept to grasp. The universe is constantly changing and evolving. We haven't found life beyond Earth yet, but the possibilities are staggering. The sheer number of planets in the universe suggests a high probability of life existing elsewhere. There are billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars. Many of these stars have planets orbiting them within the habitable zone. This is the region where liquid water could exist on a planet's surface. The potential for life to exist on these planets is immense. The search for extraterrestrial life continues, and who knows what we might find. The universe is full of surprises. 7 unexpected facts about money that will make you think differently. Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of money, but not in the way you might expect. Forget the usual tips on budgeting and saving. We're going to explore 7 surprising facts about money that will challenge your perceptions and maybe even change the way you think about your finances. Get ready to have your mind blown. First up, money can buy happiness. To a point. It's a common saying that money can't buy happiness, but research suggests otherwise, at least initially. Studies show a definite correlation between income and happiness. However, this effect plateaus around $75,000 a year. After that, more money doesn't guarantee more joy. It's about how you use it. Ever built something from IKEA and felt an inexplicable sense of pride? That's the IKEA effect in action. We value things more when we've put effort into creating them. This bias can lead to overspending on DIY projects or becoming overly attached to investments we've actively managed, even if they're not performing well. Be aware of this bias when making financial decisions. Here's a mind bender. Money is essentially a story we all agree on. Its value is based on collective belief. Think about it. A dollar bill is just paper. Gold is just a metal. They only have value because we, as a society, believe they do. Understanding this can help you detach emotionally from market fluctuations. Want to maximize your happiness? Invest in experiences, not just things. Studies consistently show that experiential purchases, like travel or concerts, bring more lasting joy than material possessions. The memories you create fade less quickly than the novelty of a new gadget. So consider that trip instead of the latest phone. Loss aversion is a powerful psychological phenomenon. The pain of losing money is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. This can lead to irrational investment decisions. People often hold on to losing stocks for too long, hoping they'll bounce back, simply to avoid admitting a loss. It's a bit shocking, but financial literacy is surprisingly low, even in developed countries. Many people lack a basic understanding of concepts like compound interest, inflation, and diversification. This lack of knowledge leads to poor financial decisions and missed opportunities. Educating yourself about finance is one of the best investments you can make. Finally, giving money away can actually make you richer, at least in spirit. Studies show that generosity and charitable giving are associated with increased happiness and well-being. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance and fosters a sense of purpose. Giving back can be a powerful way to improve your own life. So there you have it, 7 unexpected facts about money that might just change the way you think about it. Money is more than just numbers in a bank account. It's tied to our psychology, our beliefs, and our overall well-being. Understanding these nuances can help you make smarter, more fulfilling financial decisions. Thanks for watching.
A brief history of American music genres. American music is a vibrant tapestry woven from diverse threads of cultures and experiences. It reflects the nation's complex history, a melting pot where traditions collided and coalesced. Its evolution is a story of innovation, adaptation, and the constant interplay of influences from around the world. Before the arrival of Europeans, Native American music was the original soundtrack of the continent. Deeply spiritual, it was intrinsically tied to nature and the cycles of life. Instruments like drums, flutes, and rattles provided the rhythmic and melodic foundation for ceremonies and social gatherings. These musical traditions served vital ceremonial and social purposes within tribal communities. Music was used to tell stories, celebrate harvests, and honor ancestors. It was an integral part of daily life, reflecting a profound connection to the land and its spirits. The arrival of Europeans brought a wave of new folk traditions to the shores of North America. These traditions laid the foundation for many of the genres that would later define American music. Ballads, hymns, and dance tunes crossed the Atlantic with immigrants seeking new lives. Immigrants, especially those from the British Isles, carried their musical heritage with them. These songs and melodies formed the bedrock of early American musical expression. They provided a familiar comfort in a new and often challenging environment. The transatlantic slave trade tragically introduced African musical traditions to America. This forced migration brought with it a pivotal influence that would forever shape the sound of the nation. Rhythmic complexity, call and response patterns, and an improvisational spirit became hallmarks of African American music. These elements, born from hardship and resilience, would eventually permeate nearly every genre of American music. The rhythmic vitality and expressive power of African music proved to be an undeniable force. It enriched the cultural landscape in profound and lasting ways. From the hardships of slavery and the post-Civil War South emerged the blues. This genre gave voice to the struggles, sorrows, and hopes of African Americans. Soulful vocals and expressive instrumentation conveyed a depth of emotion that resonated deeply. The blues became a cornerstone of many later genres, influencing jazz, rock and roll, and countless others. Its raw honesty and emotional intensity continue to captivate listeners today. It stands as a testament to the power of music to express the human condition. Jazz is a uniquely American art form, born from the fusion of African and European musical traditions. Characterized by improvisation, syncopation, and complex harmonies, It represents a spirit of freedom and innovation. It flourished in cities like New Orleans, becoming a symbol of American creativity. Jazz pushed the boundaries of musical expression, embracing experimentation and individual artistry. Its influence can be heard in everything from classical music to hip-hop. It remains a vibrant and evolving genre, constantly reinventing itself. Rooted in the folk traditions of the rural South, country music tells stories of everyday life. Its lyrics often chronicle the experiences of working-class Americans. Distinctive instrumentation, including the banjo, fiddle, and guitar, creates its signature sound. Country music has evolved over the decades, incorporating elements of pop, rock, and other genres. Yet, it remains true to its roots, celebrating the values and traditions of rural America. It is a genre that speaks to the heart of the American experience. In the post-World War II era, rock and roll burst onto the scene, transforming popular culture. It blended blues, country, and gospel influences into a high-energy sound. Its rebellious spirit and infectious rhythms captivated a generation. Rock and roll challenged social norms and gave voice to the anxieties and aspirations of young people. It became a global phenomenon, influencing fashion, art, and social attitudes. It remains a powerful force in music and culture. The 1960s and 70s saw a diversification of rock music, leading to the emergence of subgenres like hard rock, heavy metal, and progressive rock. Each explored different sonic landscapes and lyrical themes. Soul music, a fusion of gospel and rhythm and blues, rose to prominence. Soul music provided a powerful voice for the African American community during the Civil Rights era. Artists like Aretha Franklin and James Brown used their music to express pride, resilience, and a demand for equality. Their music continues to inspire and uplift. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, hip-hop emerged from the Bronx, New York, becoming a global phenomenon. Its foundations lie in spoken word, sampling, and DJing. Pop music, meanwhile, constantly evolves, incorporating elements from various genres. Hip-hop has become a dominant force in contemporary music, influencing fashion, language, and culture. Pop music continues to evolve, reflecting the ever-changing tastes and trends of the listening public. Both genres demonstrate the ongoing dynamism of American music. The history of American music is a dynamic and ever-evolving narrative. It is a testament to the power of cultural exchange and the resilience of the human spirit. It is an enduring legacy of creativity, innovation, and the ability of music to transcend boundaries.
American slang in 60 seconds from the 1920s to today. Hey, word nerds! Ever wonder how Americans actually talk? Forget textbooks, we're diving into the wild world of American slang. Slang is like a cultural chameleon, constantly changing and reflecting what's happening in society. Buckle up as we speed through a century of slang, from flappers to, well, you'll see. Picture this: jazz music, illegal booze, and a whole lot of attitude. Welcome to the Roaring '20s. This era gave us some seriously fun slang. If something was amazing, it was the bee's knees or the cat's pajamas. And legs? Those were gams. Thirsty? You'd sneak into a speakeasy for a drink. The slang of the 20s was all about freedom, rebellion, and having a good time. The party ended and reality hit hard. The Great Depression brought a more pragmatic tone to slang. If you were broke, you were hard up. Money? That was simply bread. Then came World War II, injecting military jargon into everyday language. Suddenly, everyone was talking like they were in the army. The war ended, and a new generation emerged. Teenagers. With rock and roll blasting from every radio, youth culture was born. The 1950s gave us words like cool, groovy, and hep. If you weren't using these, you were square, man. This slang reflected a growing counterculture, a generation ready to break free from the old ways. the 60s were a time of massive social and political change. And the slang, it got political too. Far out and uptight perfectly captured the era's tensions. Everything was either super chill or super stressed. Slang became a way to express your views, whether you were protesting the war or just trying to find yourself. The 70s dialed down the intensity a bit. The vibe was more laid back, man. Chill, groovy, and right on were common phrases. Think bell-bottoms and good vibes. Then came the 80s, a decade of consumerism and excess, big hair, neon colors, and even bigger slang. Rad. Awesome. And totally became the words to live by. Everything was over the top, including the language. The 90s and 2000s? Get ready for the internet and hip-hop to explode. What's up and bling bling entered the lexicon, thanks to hip-hop's growing influence. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know what was up. The internet and social media accelerated slang's evolution like never before. LOL and OMG became part of our daily vocabulary. Today, slang evolves faster than ever. Keeping up is a full-time job. Lit, sus, and slay are just a few examples of current slang. If you're not using them, you might be cringe. The internet and social media are the ultimate breeding grounds for new slang. Trends come and go in the blink of an eye. This rapid evolution reflects the ever-changing landscape of American culture. It's a wild ride, folks. American slang is a dynamic and engaging reflection of the nation's spirit. It's messy, it's fun, and it's always changing. So, keep your ears open, stay curious, and embrace the ever-evolving world of American slang. It's a linguistic adventure.
Facts about famous inventors and their quirks. A glimpse into genius. Inventors. They're the architects of our modern world, the dreamers who turned fantastical ideas into tangible realities. But behind every groundbreaking invention, there's often a brilliant and sometimes wonderfully eccentric mind at work. These aren't just tales of eureka moments in sterile labs. We're diving into the peculiar habits, strange beliefs, and downright odd behaviors that shaped the lives and ultimately the work of some of history's greatest innovators. Did these quirks hinder their progress, or did they somehow fuel their genius? Let's find out. Nikola Tesla. The name conjures images of crackling electricity and futuristic inventions. He's best known for his pivotal role in developing the alternating current AC electrical system, the very system that powers our homes and cities today. But beyond his scientific brilliance, Tesla was a man of intense, almost unsettling obsessions. He battled obsessive-compulsive tendencies that governed his daily life. Tesla harbored a deep aversion to germs. He was rarely seen without gloves and famously refused to shake hands with anyone. Perhaps the most well-known of Tesla's quirks was his fascination with the number 3. It permeated every aspect of his life. He would only stay in hotel rooms with numbers divisible by 3. He even calculated the dimensions of objects to ensure they were divisible by 3. Was this mere eccentricity, or did this meticulousness contribute to the precision that defined his engineering marvels? It's hard to say for sure, but it's undeniable that Tesla's unique mind saw the world through a very particular lens. Leonardo da Vinci. Artist, scientist, engineer, inventor. A true Renaissance man whose genius spanned seemingly every discipline imaginable. But da Vinci's talents were matched only by his, well, let's call them interesting, work habits. His quirks were as diverse and fascinating as his accomplishments. Da Vinci was a notorious procrastinator. He had a habit of starting ambitious projects and then simply not finishing them. The Mona Lisa, perhaps his most famous work, is a prime example. He carried the painting with him for years, constantly tinkering with it, but never quite deeming it complete. And then there were his journals. Thousands of pages filled with sketches, observations, and ideas, all written in mirror writing. Why? Some speculate it was a form of self-protection, a way to keep his ideas secret. Others believe it was simply a way for him to organize his thoughts in a unique and visually stimulating manner. Whatever the reason, it adds another layer of intrigue to this already enigmatic figure. Thomas Edison. The name is synonymous with invention. The light bulb, the phonograph, the motion picture camera. His innovations transformed the world. Edison was a man of relentless energy, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unwavering belief in the power of hard work. His work habits were, to put it mildly, unconventional. He famously slept only a few hours a night, preferring to spend his time tirelessly experimenting in his laboratory. Sleep, in Edison's mind, was simply a waste of valuable time. And then there was his peculiar diet. He reportedly consumed raw eggs, believing they boosted his energy levels. He also chewed tobacco constantly, a habit that likely did little for his health, but seemed to fuel his intense focus. Did these habits contribute to his success? Perhaps. They certainly speak to his unwavering dedication and his willingness to push himself to the absolute limit. Albert Einstein. The name alone evokes images of scientific brilliance, the genius behind the theory of relativity, the equation E equals mc squared, and a revolutionary understanding of the universe. But Einstein was also known for being, well, a bit absent-minded. He was notorious for forgetting appointments, misplacing his belongings, and generally being oblivious to the mundane details of everyday life. He famously disliked wearing socks. He found them uncomfortable and unnecessary, and his sockless feet became a defining characteristic of his personal style. Was this simply a matter of being too preoccupied with complex scientific concepts to worry about socks? Or was it a deeper reflection of his disregard for social norms and conventions? Perhaps it was this very disregard that allowed him to challenge conventional thinking and revolutionize our understanding of the universe. He wasn't bound by the rules, and that freedom allowed him to see the world in a completely new way. So what can we learn from these glimpses into the lives of these extraordinary individuals? Their quirks offer a fascinating window into their complex personalities. They remind us that innovation often stems from a unique perspective, a willingness to challenge the status quo, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Genius doesn't always reside in perfectly organized minds or flawlessly executed routines. Sometimes it thrives in the unexpected corners of the human experience. These inventors, with all their peculiar habits and strange beliefs, shaped the world we live in today. They remind us that it's okay to be a little different, a little eccentric, a little, well, weird. Because sometimes that's exactly what it takes to change the world.
Brain-breaking time facts you won't believe are true. Hey there, fact fanatics and curious cats. Get ready to have your minds officially boggled. We're diving headfirst into the weird, wonderful, and utterly mind-bending world of time. Time is that constant companion, ticking away in the background of our lives. But what if I told you that time isn't as straightforward as you think? Buckle up, because these facts are about to challenge everything you thought you knew. Prepare to question reality itself as we explore the truly bizarre nature of time. Trust me, you won't look at your watch the same way again. Let's get started. All right, let's kick things off with a concept that shook the scientific world: Einstein's theory of relativity. Forget everything you thought you knew about time being a universal constant. It's relative. That's right, time is like a cosmic chameleon, changing its pace depending on how fast you're moving. The faster you zoom through space, the slower time crawls for you compared to someone standing still. Mind blown. This phenomenon is called time dilation, and it's not just some theoretical mumbo-jumbo. It's real. Now don't worry, you won't notice time slowing down when you're driving to work. The effect is negligible at everyday speeds, but as you approach the speed of light, things get seriously weird. Imagine you're an astronaut on a spaceship hurtling through space at near light speed. For you, time would pass much slower than for your friends and family back on Earth. You could return from your space adventure having aged only a few years while decades have passed on our home planet. Talk about a delayed homecoming party. Hold on to your hats, because we're about to add another layer of mind-bending complexity. It's not just speed that messes with time, gravity does too. Stronger gravitational fields warp the very fabric of space-time. Think of space-time as a giant trampoline. If you place a bowling ball in the center, it creates a dip, right? That's what massive objects like planets and stars do to space-time. This warping causes time to slow down. So, time actually passes slightly slower at sea level than it does on a mountaintop. The difference is minuscule, like fractions of a second over a lifetime, but it's measurable. This isn't just some abstract concept either. It has real-world implications for technologies we use every day, like GPS satellites. These satellites need to be incredibly accurate to pinpoint your location on Earth. To achieve this accuracy, they have to account for the relativistic effects of both their speed and the weaker gravitational field they experience in orbit. Without these corrections, your GPS would be way off, and you might end up driving into a lake instead of your destination. Now, let's zoom out to the grandest scale imaginable: the entire universe. According to the Big Bang Theory, the universe originated from an incredibly hot, dense state about 13.8 billion years ago. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic starting pistol. But here's the kicker. Before the Big Bang, there was no time as we understand it. The very concept of before becomes meaningless. This challenges our fundamental understanding of causality, the idea that every effect has a cause. If there was no time before the Big Bang, what caused the Big Bang itself? It's a question that pushes the boundaries of human comprehension. It's like trying to imagine what's north of the North Pole. Our brains just weren't designed to handle such mind-boggling concepts. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Time travel, is it possible? Well, the answer is a tantalizing maybe, with a whole lot of caveats. Time travel to the future is theoretically possible through time dilation. Remember that astronaut we talked about earlier? By traveling at near light speed or experiencing extreme gravitational fields, they could effectively jump into the future at a slower rate than those on Earth. But what about traveling to the past? That's where things get really tricky. Time travel to the past often involves paradoxes that challenge our understanding of cause and effect. Imagine going back in time and preventing your parents from meeting. If they never met, you would never have been born. But if you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time in the first place? It's a classic time travel conundrum. While time travel to the past remains firmly in the realm of science fiction for now, the theoretical possibilities are enough to keep scientists and philosophers scratching their heads for generations to come. Let's bring things back down to a more personal level. Even if we can't physically warp time, our perception of time is surprisingly subjective and malleable. Our brains are constantly interpreting and processing information. This influences how we experience time. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how time seems to fly by when you're having fun? Or how it drags on forever when you're stuck in a boring meeting? Stress, boredom, and novelty can all alter our perception of how quickly time passes. A thrilling experience like riding a roller coaster might feel incredibly short, even though it lasts for several minutes. On the other hand, a monotonous task, like waiting in line at the DMV, can stretch on endlessly, making you feel like you're aging in dog years. Our brains are masters of manipulating our temporal experience. So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of some of the most brain-breaking time facts out there. From relativity to the Big Bang, to the subjective nature of our own experience, time is far more profound and mysterious than we often realize. Time continues to fascinate scientists, philosophers, and anyone who's ever wondered about the nature of reality. The more we learn about time, the more we realize how much we don't know. It's a humbling and exhilarating realization. Time is a fundamental aspect of reality, and it's a puzzle that we'll likely be trying to solve for as long as we exist. Thanks for joining me on this temporal adventure. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I need a nap. All this time talk has made me feel like I've aged a century. Crazy coincidences that actually happened. The world is a strange and interconnected place. Sometimes events align in ways that seem to defy logic. These moments, these coincidences, can be so astonishing that they make you question everything. They prompt us to reflect on fate, destiny, and the hidden connections that bind us all. Are these just random occurrences, or is there something more at play? Prepare to have your mind bent. The sinking of the Titanic is a tragedy etched in history. But beyond the well-known facts lies a series of eerie coincidences that add another layer of mystery to this already devastating event. Consider John Smith, for example. He was a seasoned sailor, and his last-minute transfer to the Titanic seemed like just another routine assignment. Little did he know, he was stepping into a story far stranger than he could imagine. Then there's William T. Stead, a prominent journalist and writer. 14 years before the Titanic set sail, Stead penned a fictional story that eerily mirrored the disaster to come. His story involved a ship sinking after hitting an iceberg in the Atlantic. The fictional ship had a similar number of passengers and a severe shortage of lifeboats, just like the Titanic. The similarities are unsettling, but the most chilling detail is this. William T. Stead himself perished on the Titanic. He became a character in his own prophetic tale. The Titanic disaster stands as a prime example of uncanny coincidence. It's a reminder that sometimes truth is stranger and far more unsettling than fiction. In a quiet town in England, two men named Walter lived lives that seemed to echo each other in the most improbable ways. Their stories are a testament to the bizarre patterns that can emerge in the tapestry of human existence. Both Walters were born in the same year, 1850. That's already a bit unusual, but the coincidences don't stop there. Both men married women named Phoebe. Imagine the confusion at town gatherings, but wait, it gets even more peculiar. Both Walters had sons, and they both named their sons John. It's as if their lives were running parallel, destined to mirror each other at every turn. Professionally, both Walters worked as printers. They shared not only names and family details, but also their livelihoods. And finally, in a twist that seems almost scripted, both Walters died in the same year, 1940. Their lives began and ended in unison, bound by an invisible thread of coincidence. This level of shared experience is statistically improbable. It highlights the potential for life to mirror itself in ways we can barely comprehend. Coincidences aren't confined to grand historical events or the lives of notable figures. Everyday life is filled with surprising encounters and chance alignments that can leave us scratching our heads. Consider the story of two strangers. They were born in the same hospital, on the same day, and even in the same room. Years later, after living in different countries and leading completely separate lives, they met on a train. What are the odds? Then there are the instances of people finding long-lost relatives or friends in the most unexpected ways. These reunions often occur through random encounters in distant locations. A chance meeting at an airport, a shared taxi ride, a wrong turn on a foreign street. These seemingly insignificant moments can lead to profound connections and the rediscovery of lost bonds. These everyday coincidences remind us that the world is smaller than we think. We are all connected, however tenuously, by a web of chance and circumstance. Coincidences are often dismissed as mere chance, random occurrences that have no deeper meaning. But to dismiss them entirely is to ignore the sense of wonder they evoke. They challenge our understanding of probability and the limits of what is possible. They suggest that there may be hidden connections and patterns beneath the surface of our reality. Perhaps there is a force at play, a cosmic dance that orchestrates these improbable alignments. Or maybe it's simply the universe reminding us that life is full of surprises. Whatever the explanation, coincidences serve as a reminder that unbelievable stories can be true. They invite us to embrace the mystery and to appreciate the strange and beautiful interconnectedness of all things. Crazy expensive. Fun facts about the world's priciest items. Ever wondered what it's like to live in a world where money is no object? Well, buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into the realm of the ultra-rich. These folks aren't just buying groceries, they're acquiring history, art, and experiences that make our jaws drop. Get ready to explore the outrageously expensive items that only the 0.1% can even dream of owning. Art. It's not just pretty pictures. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry where masterpieces change hands for sums that could fund small countries. We're talking serious investment potential here, folks. From paintings that whisper secrets of the past to sculptures that redefine beauty, the art world is a playground for the wealthy. And let's not forget the new kids on the block, digital art and NFTs. Speaking of mind-blowing prices, have you heard about Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi? It sold for a staggering $450.3 million. That's more than my entire life savings, multiplied by like 1 million. So what makes a piece of art worth more than a private island? It's a cocktail of history, the artist's legendary status, and sheer, unadulterated exclusivity. Basically, it's the ultimate flex. If art is a flex, then jewelry is a full-blown, diamond-encrusted declaration of wealth. These shiny little rocks dominate the list of the world's most expensive items. We're talking diamonds the size of golf balls, rubies that glow with inner fire, and emeralds that could make a dragon jealous. It's a treasure trove of geological wonders. And then there's the Hope Diamond. This isn't just a pretty blue rock. It's a piece of history with a legendary and slightly cursed past. Priceless doesn't even begin to cover it. What drives these prices sky high? Rarity, obviously, but also the sheer beauty, the meticulous craftsmanship, and the bragging rights that come with owning something so incredibly rare. Vroom, vroom! Let's shift gears and talk about luxury cars. We're not talking about your average, everyday sports car here. We're talking about rolling works of art. Vintage models, especially those with unique features or a racing pedigree, can fetch absolutely insane prices. Think of them as mobile museums, only way cooler. Take the Ferrari 250 GTO, for example. These beauties have been known to exceed $70 million at auction. That's enough to buy a fleet of regular Ferraris, and still have enough left over for a mansion. What makes these cars so special? It's the combination of rarity, historical significance, and the sheer thrill of owning a piece of automotive history. Plus, they look amazing. Okay, now we're talking serious baller status. Private jets and yachts represent the absolute pinnacle of luxury and exclusivity. Forget flying commercial, these folks are soaring in style. Imagine cruising the Mediterranean on your own personal super yacht, complete with a helipad, a swimming pool, and a staff of 20. That's the life. These aren't just modes of transportation, they're floating or flying palaces. The level of comfort and customization is simply unparalleled. Of course, all that luxury comes at a price, an exorbitant price. But hey, if you've got the cash, why not? Believe it or not, even seemingly mundane items can become incredibly valuable if they have the right historical provenance. We're talking stamps, coins, and even furniture. These aren't just old objects. They're tangible links to the past. They represent a connection to significant events or figures in history. Imagine owning a stamp that was once used to send a secret message during wartime, or a coin that was minted during the reign of a famous emperor. Talk about a conversation starter. This connection to history adds to their desirability and ultimately drives up their value. It's like owning a piece of the puzzle of time. So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of the world's most expensive items. It's a world of unimaginable luxury, breathtaking beauty, and mind-boggling price tags. These items represent the pinnacle of human achievement, creativity, and, let's be honest, a little bit of excess. They offer a fascinating window into the lives of the ultra-rich. But beyond the price tags, these items highlight our human fascination with beauty, rarity, and the pursuit of the exceptional. We're all drawn to things that are special and unique. Whether it's a priceless painting, a rare diamond, or a vintage car, these items capture our imagination and remind us of the incredible things that humans are capable of creating and desiring. Little-known facts about famous American landmarks. American landmarks stand as iconic symbols of our nation's history and culture. We recognize them instantly, but how well do we really know them? Beyond the familiar images, there are fascinating details hidden within these structures. These details add layers of depth and intrigue to their already compelling stories. Let's start with Lady Liberty, a beacon of hope and freedom. But did you know her appearance has changed dramatically over time? The Statue of Liberty wasn't always green. Originally, she was a shiny copper color, gleaming in the New York Harbor sun. Over time, the copper reacted with the environment, a process called oxidation. This natural chemical reaction transformed her skin to the iconic green we know today. The statue itself was a gift from France, but the pedestal? That was up to the American people. Newspaper publisher Joseph Pulitzer launched a campaign to raise funds. This showcased the public's overwhelming support for this symbol of liberty. The Statue of Liberty's internal structure is an engineering marvel. It was designed by none other than Gustave Eiffel. Yes, the same Gustave Eiffel who designed the Eiffel Tower in Paris. A spiral staircase winds its way to the crown, offering breathtaking views. Next, we journey to the Grand Canyon, a vast and awe-inspiring natural wonder. Its scale is almost incomprehensible. While it seems ancient, the Grand Canyon is relatively young in geological terms. Scientists estimate its age to be between 5 and 6 million years. That's a blink of an eye compared to the age of the Earth itself. Still, millions of years of erosion have carved this magnificent landscape. The canyon walls reveal layers upon layers of rock. Each layer tells a story of the Earth's past. These layers show evidence of ancient seas that once covered the area. They also reveal the presence of deserts and even volcanic activity. The Grand Canyon is not just a geological wonder, it's a thriving ecosystem. From the desert floor to the forested rim, it supports a diverse range of life. This includes unique plant species and a variety of animal life. The majestic California condor soars through the canyon skies. Now, let's head to the White House, the residence and office of the President of the United States. It has a history filled with drama and resilience. During the War of 1812, British forces set fire to the White House. The damage was extensive, leaving only the exterior walls standing. It was a dark chapter in American history, but the White House would rise again. Its rebuilding would become a symbol of American resolve. After the fire, the White House was reconstructed. The exterior walls were painted white to cover the scorch marks. This practical solution inadvertently gave the building its now iconic name. The White House became a symbol of renewal. Beneath the White House lies a network of underground tunnels. These tunnels connect to other government buildings in Washington, D.C. They allow for discreet movement of personnel and enhanced security. It's a hidden world beneath the seat of power. Our next stop is Mount Rushmore, a colossal sculpture carved into the granite face of the Black Hills. It's a monument to American leadership. Mount Rushmore was the vision of sculptor Gutzon Borglum. He and his team carved the iconic faces of 4 presidents: Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt. Each face represents a different aspect of American history and ideals. Borglum's creation is a testament to human artistry and engineering. Borglum initially envisioned a much larger project than what we see today. His plans were ambitious and far-reaching. He wanted to create a grand narrative carved into the mountainside. However, funding and time constraints limited the scope of the project. Borglum also planned a hall of records inside the mountain. This hall was intended to house important historical documents and artifacts. The Hall of Records was never fully completed due to various challenges. It remains an unfinished part of the Mount Rushmore story. These landmarks are more than just static monuments. They are living testaments to history, engineering, and the enduring spirit of the American people. By uncovering these little-known facts, we gain a deeper appreciation for their stories. We see them in a new light with a richer understanding of their significance. So, the next time you visit one of these iconic sites, remember these hidden details. They add a layer of intrigue and make the experience even more meaningful.
Microscopic black hole in Paris. Would it swallow the city? Imagine this. A microscopic black hole, smaller than a grain of sand, suddenly appears in the heart of Paris. Your first thought might be instant, city-wide destruction. But the reality, as physics often reveals, is far more complex and, surprisingly, less catastrophic than you might initially imagine. The key to understanding the potential impact lies in the black hole's mass. While it might be incredibly dense, its size being smaller than a grain of sand implies a relatively small mass. We're talking about a mass perhaps comparable to a small asteroid, not a stellar behemoth. Mass is what dictates a black hole's gravitational pull and, consequently, its ability to consume matter. A tiny mass means a tiny gravitational influence, at least initially. So what happens when this minuscule black hole materializes? It will, of course, exert a gravitational force, attracting nearby objects. However, this pull will be surprisingly weak, especially at any significant distance. Earth's own gravity, for example, will be far stronger than the black hole's pull on anything beyond a few meters. Even the Eiffel Tower's gravity, minuscule as it is, would outweigh the black hole's influence on distant objects. Think of it this way. The gravity of a nearby car would likely be stronger than the black hole's pull on something across the street. It's all about relative mass and distance. Now let's consider what happens as the black hole begins to accrete matter, pulling in the atoms and molecules around it. As it consumes this matter, it will grow, albeit slowly. This accretion process is where things get interesting because it releases enormous amounts of energy. Matter spiraling into a black hole heats up to incredible temperatures, emitting powerful radiation. This energy is primarily released in the form of radiation, including X-rays and gamma rays. These are incredibly dangerous and deadly within a certain radius. The rate of accretion is crucial in determining the extent of the damage. If the black hole's mass remains small, its gravitational influence will remain limited. It would likely only consume its immediate surroundings, perhaps a few buildings or a small area. The growth would be slow, atom by atom, molecule by molecule. The city wouldn't be swallowed in minutes or even hours. The process would be far more gradual and potentially self-limiting. Here's another crucial factor. Black holes are not eternal vacuum cleaners. They are subject to something called Hawking radiation. Hawking radiation is a quantum mechanical effect that causes black holes to slowly evaporate. The smaller the black hole, the faster it evaporates. The evaporation rate is inversely proportional to mass. This means our microscopic black hole, with its minuscule mass, would evaporate relatively quickly. In fact, it's entirely possible that the black hole would evaporate before it could consume a significant amount of matter. This evaporation could occur before it even finishes consuming the first building. So, what's the verdict? The sudden appearance of a microscopic black hole in Paris would undoubtedly be a devastating event, but it wouldn't necessarily lead to the complete destruction of the city. The extent of the damage would depend on a complex interplay of factors: the initial mass of the black hole, the rate at which it accretes matter, and the rate at which it evaporates due to Hawking radiation. The immediate area around the black hole would be obliterated, and the radiation emitted would be deadly. However, the complete swallowing of Paris, as dramatic as it sounds, is highly unlikely. This thought experiment highlights the fascinating interplay of gravity, radiation, and the peculiar properties of black holes. It's a terrifying yet captivating glimpse into the extreme physics of our universe.
Mind-bending illusions. Explained, the science behind what you see. Have you ever seen something that just didn't seem quite right? Something that made you question what you were actually looking at? That's the power of visual illusions. Illusions are more than just fun tricks. They reveal a fundamental truth. Our perception is a construction, not a perfect reflection of reality. Illusions are fascinating because they trick our brains into seeing things that aren't really there, or seeing things differently than they actually are. It's like a magic show for your mind. Our brains are incredible processors, constantly working to make sense of the world around us. But even these amazing machines are prone to taking shortcuts and making assumptions, which can lead to some truly mind-bending illusions. So, how do these illusions actually work? Let's take a peek behind the curtain and explore the science behind our visual system. It all starts with light. Light enters the eye and is processed by the retina, a layer of tissue at the back of the eye that contains light-sensitive cells. These cells convert light into electrical signals, which are then sent to the visual cortex, the part of the brain responsible for processing visual information. The visual cortex doesn't just passively receive information. It actively interprets it, using pre-existing knowledge, memories, and expectations to make sense of what we're seeing. Our brains are masters at recognizing patterns and using context to fill in gaps. This helps us quickly understand the world around us, but it can also lead to illusions. Illusions arise from this interpretive process. They highlight the assumptions and shortcuts our brains take when processing visual information. Let's dive into some specific examples, starting with geometric illusions. These illusions involve the distortion of lines, shapes, and sizes. One of the most famous geometric illusions is the Muller-Lyer illusion. Take a look at two lines of equal length. One line has arrowheads pointing inward at each end, while the other has arrowheads pointing outward. Even though the lines are the same length, the one with the inward pointing arrowheads appears shorter. Why does this happen? It's believed that the arrowheads at the ends cause perceived depth differences. Our brains interpret the inward pointing arrowheads as representing the corner of a room, which appears closer. Conversely, the outward pointing arrowheads are interpreted as the corner of a building, which appears further away. Another classic example is the Ponzo illusion. Imagine two identical objects placed on top of two converging lines. The object placed higher up in the image between the converging lines appears larger than the object placed lower down. This illusion works because the converging lines create a sense of depth, similar to railroad tracks receding into the distance. Our brains interpret the object higher up as being further away. To compensate for the perceived distance, our brains make the object appear larger. Now, let's explore color and brightness illusions. These illusions demonstrate how our perception of color and brightness is heavily influenced by context. Consider the checker shadow illusion. This illusion features a checkerboard pattern with two squares labeled A and B. These two squares are actually the exact same shade of gray. However, square B appears much lighter than square A. The surrounding context influences our perception. Square B appears to be in shadow, while square A is in direct light. Our brains use relative brightness to perceive color. We don't see absolute values, but rather how colors compare to their surroundings. Our brains assume that objects in shadow are darker than they actually are. This is because shadows reduce the amount of light reflected from an object. To compensate for the perceived shadow, our brains adjust our perception of square B, making it appear lighter than it actually is. This illusion highlights the brain's reliance on context when interpreting visual information. It shows that what we see is not just based on the raw data from our eyes, but also on our brain's interpretation of that data. Finally, let's explore motion illusions. These illusions create the perception of movement from static images. One striking example is the rotating snakes illusion. This image consists of a pattern of colorful shapes arranged in a circular fashion. When you look at the image, it appears to be rotating, even though it's completely static. The snakes seem to be slithering around in circles. The exact cause of this illusion is still debated, but it's attributed to how our brains process color and contrast. The specific arrangement of colors and shapes leads to a perceived shift in position, creating the illusion of movement. Another interesting example is the autokinetic effect. In a completely dark room, if you stare at a stationary point of light, it will appear to move. This happens because your eyes are constantly making small, involuntary movements. In the absence of any other visual references, your brain struggles to stabilize the image. Your eyes drift and your brain tries to find a reference point to anchor the light. This leads to the perception that the light is moving. Illusions are more than just entertaining tricks. They provide valuable insights into how our brains function and how we perceive the world around us. Illusions demonstrate that perception is an active, not passive process. Our brains are constantly interpreting and constructing reality based on the information they receive. Our brains work tirelessly to create a coherent and meaningful experience. They fill in gaps, make assumptions, and use context to make sense of the world. Studying illusions helps us understand how we see, how we learn, and how we make decisions. It sheds light on the complex processes that underlie our everyday experiences. Illusions remind us that what we see isn't always what's there. Our perception is subjective and can be easily influenced by a variety of factors. By understanding how illusions work, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible power and complexity of the human brain. We can also become more aware of the potential for our perceptions to be distorted, leading to a more critical and nuanced understanding of the world around us. mind-blowing color facts that will change how you see the world. Color, it's everywhere, isn't it? But have you ever stopped to think about just how complex this seemingly simple phenomenon really is? Color isn't just a visual treat. It profoundly shapes our perceptions, influences our emotions, and even affects our behavior in ways we often don't realize. Understanding the science and psychology of color is key to unlocking a deeper appreciation for the world around us. Get ready to have your mind blown. Here's a mind bender. Objects don't actually have color. They simply reflect certain wavelengths of light. It's our brains that interpret these wavelengths and create the sensation we experience as color. So, color is essentially a construct of our minds. This means that your experience of color is subjective. What you perceive as blue might be slightly different from what someone else sees. Individual differences, like the number and type of cone cells in your eyes, can influence your color perception. It's a truly personal experience. Even something as simple as the lighting conditions can drastically alter how we perceive color. That dress that broke the internet? A perfect example. And get this, your emotional state can even play a role. Studies have shown that our mood can subtly shift how we see the world, color included. Color isn't just something pretty to look at. It has a real tangible impact on our minds and bodies. Think about how different colors make you feel. Color can influence your mood, from calming blues to energizing reds. Believe it or not, color can even affect your appetite. Restaurants often use specific color schemes to encourage or discourage eating. And it doesn't stop there. Color has even been shown to impact pain perception. Some hospitals use calming colors to help patients feel more comfortable. Blue, for example, is often associated with calmness and serenity. That's why you see it used in spas and meditation spaces. On the other hand, red is known to stimulate excitement and energy. Think of the power of a red sports car or red sale sign. Businesses are well aware of the power of color. They strategically use it in marketing to influence consumer behavior. Interior designers also carefully consider color psychology when creating spaces. They know how to use color to create a specific mood or feeling. Even healthcare facilities are using color to improve patient outcomes. Calming colors can reduce anxiety and promote healing. Did you know that approximately 8% of men experience some form of color blindness? It's much less common in women, affecting only about 0.5%. The most common type of color blindness is red-green color deficiency. This means that individuals have difficulty distinguishing between red and green hues. Color blindness arises from a malfunction in the cone cells in the eyes. These cells are responsible for detecting different wavelengths of light. Color blindness highlights the diversity of human perception. It reminds us that not everyone experiences the world in the same way. It also highlights the limitations of our visual systems. We tend to assume that everyone sees color the same way we do, but that's not always the case. Our brains are pretty amazing. They have this ability called color constancy, which helps us maintain color consistency under varying lighting conditions. Color constancy allows us to recognize a red apple as red, even if it's under dim light or bright sunlight. Without color constancy, the world would be a very confusing place. Everything would constantly be changing color depending on the lighting. This is a testament to the brain's incredible ability to compensate for changes in the environment and maintain a stable perception of reality. Humans are trichromats, meaning we have 3 types of cone cells that allow us to see a wide range of colors. But some animals have even more. Birds and insects, for example, are often tetrachromats, meaning they have 4 cone cells. Imagine seeing colors that humans can't even imagine. Tetrachromats perceive a world of color that is far richer and more complex than our own. On the other hand, dogs are dichromats, meaning they only have 2 cone cells. This limits their color range compared to humans. Synesthesia is a fascinating neurological phenomenon where the stimulation of one sense triggers another. For example, some individuals with synesthesia might hear colors or see sounds. It's like their senses are cross-wired. This demonstrates the interconnectedness of our senses. It shows that the brain isn't just a collection of separate modules, but a complex network. Synesthesia highlights the brain's incredible capacity for unique and subjective experiences. It's a reminder that everyone's perception of reality is slightly different. These facts only scratch the surface of the fascinating world of color. There's so much more to explore and discover. I hope this has given you a new appreciation for the complexity of visual perception and the profound impact color has on our lives. Color involves a complex interplay of light, biology, and the power of the mind. It's a truly remarkable phenomenon. 3 facts that will make you question everything. Hey you. Yeah, you. Scrolling through the endless void of the internet. Ready to have your brain bent? I'm about to drop 3 truth bombs so potent, so mind-melting, they might just make you question everything you thought you knew. Buckle up. We're diving deep into the weird, the unexplained, and the downright unsettling. Prepare for a journey beyond the surface of reality. The placebo effect. We all know it, right? You take a sugar pill, think it's medicine, and magically feel better. But what if I told you the placebo effect works even when you know it's a placebo? That's right. Even when you're fully aware you're swallowing nothing but inert ingredients. Studies have shown it. People told they're getting a placebo still experience significant improvements in their condition. Pain decreases, symptoms subside. How is this even possible? It throws a wrench into our understanding of medicine, of the mind, of reality itself. Is it the power of suggestion? The body's innate healing abilities kicking into overdrive? Or something far stranger at play? The implications are staggering. Could we harness this power? Could we heal ourselves simply by believing we can? The placebo paradox challenges the very foundation of our understanding of the mind-body connection. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma, sprinkled with a dash of the impossible. It forces us to ask how much of our reality is shaped by our beliefs, even when we know those beliefs are unfounded. We walk through the world, eyes open, thinking we're seeing things as they truly are. A tree is a tree, the sky is blue. Simple, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Neuroscience has revealed a shocking truth. Our brains don't passively record reality, they actively construct it. Sensory information floods in, a chaotic barrage of light, sound, and touch. But our brains don't just process this raw data. They filter it, interpret it, and combine it with past experiences, memories, and expectations. It's a constant process of editing and rewriting. What we perceive isn't a perfect representation of the external world. It's a highly subjective, personalized interpretation. Think of it like this. Your brain is a master artist, constantly painting a picture of reality based on limited information and personal biases. This means that what you see, what you hear, what you feel, is unique to you. Your reality is not the reality. It's your reality. This challenges the very notion of objective truth. If everyone's perception is filtered, can we ever truly know what's real? Are we all living in our own little bubbles of subjective experience, forever separated from the true nature of things? The implications are profound. It changes how we understand communication, empathy, and even the nature of consciousness itself. Prepare for a cosmic gut punch. Everything you know, everything you see, everything you can touch, accounts for only 5% of the universe. That's right. All the stars, planets, galaxies, and you and me are just a tiny sliver of the cosmic pie. The other 95%? It's made up of stuff we can't see, can't touch, and barely understand. Dark matter and dark energy. Dark matter, making up about 27% of the universe, is invisible stuff that exerts a gravitational pull, holding galaxies together. We know it's there because we can see its effects on the visible matter around it. But we have no idea what it's actually made of. Then there's dark energy, the real head-scratcher. It makes up a whopping 68% of the universe and is responsible for its accelerating expansion. It's a mysterious force that's pushing everything apart, defying gravity and all our conventional understanding of physics. So, to recap, we only understand 5% of the universe. The other 95% is composed of invisible, unknown substances that control its fate. This isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's a humbling reminder of the vastness of our ignorance. It highlights the limitations of our current scientific understanding and the sheer scale of the mysteries that still lie hidden in the cosmos. It forces us to confront the possibility that our entire understanding of the universe could be fundamentally flawed. So, there you have it. 3 facts designed to make you question everything: the placebo paradox, the constructed nature of reality, and the universe's dark secret. These aren't just interesting tidbits of information. They're invitations to explore the unknown, to challenge your assumptions, and to embrace the mystery. The world is far stranger, far more complex, and far more wondrous than we often give it credit for. Don't be afraid to question everything. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know. Because in the face of the unknown lies the greatest opportunity for discovery, the greatest opportunity for growth, the greatest opportunity to truly understand ourselves and the universe we inhabit. So, go forth, my friends. Question everything and never stop exploring. The truth is out there, waiting to be discovered, or perhaps waiting to be constructed. Sleep facts. So disturbing, you'll stay up all night. We all crave that sweet, sweet escape into slumber. Sleep, that nightly promise of rest and rejuvenation. But what if I told you that behind that peaceful facade lies a disturbing underbelly? Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about your nightly rendezvous with the Sandman. These facts are so unsettling, so downright creepy, they might just keep you up all night. You've been warned. Think your brain hits the off switch when you drift off? Think again. While you're dreaming of dancing unicorns or that awkward moment from 7th grade, your brain is throwing a rave. It's a chaotic symphony of electrical impulses. It's consolidating memories, processing emotions, and even cleaning house. Who knew your brain was such a busybody while you were out cold? Speaking of cleaning house, let's talk about the glymphatic system. This is your brain's personal sanitation department. It's responsible for flushing out all the nasty toxins that accumulate throughout the day. Think of it as the brain's garbage disposal, but way more important. If this system malfunctions, those toxins can build up, potentially contributing to neurodegenerative diseases. Alzheimer's, anyone? The thought of your brain battling decay while you sleep is truly chilling. Imagine waking up, fully conscious, but utterly paralyzed. You can't move, you can't speak, you're trapped inside your own body. That's sleep paralysis, a glitch in the sleep-wake cycle that's more terrifying than it sounds. And trust me, it sounds pretty terrifying. But wait, there's more. Sleep paralysis is often accompanied by terrifying hallucinations. Shadowy figures lurking in the corner, an oppressive presence in the room, the feeling of being crushed by an unseen force. These experiences can leave lasting psychological scars. Sweet dreams, right? Dreams, those bizarre, nonsensical journeys into the subconscious. Sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're just plain weird. But sometimes they're downright disturbing. Dreams can be filled with anxieties, fears, and the most bizarre scenarios your mind can conjure. Vivid and disturbing imagery can leave you shaken long after you wake up. Some believe dreams are a form of emotional processing, forcing us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. So basically, sleep is just free therapy, but with monsters. Burning the candle at both ends? Think you can cheat sleep and get away with it? Think again. Chronic sleep loss weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to every bug and virus that comes your way. Say goodbye to feeling good. It also increases your risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. And if that wasn't enough, sleep deprivation impairs cognitive function, making you dumber, slower, and more forgetful. In extreme cases, it can even lead to hallucinations and psychosis. So, yeah, sleep is kind of important. Sleep is kind. Ever woken up in a strange place with no memory of how you got there? You might be a sleepwalker. Parasomnias are a range of sleep disorders that cause you to perform unconscious actions while you're asleep. Sleepwalking is the most well-known, but there are others like sleep talking, sleep eating, and even sleep driving. Imagine unknowingly wandering around your house or even outside, engaging in activities while completely unaware. The possibilities are endless and endlessly disturbing. The enduring symbol, unveiling the story of the American flag. The American flag, a powerful emblem recognized worldwide, is more than just a piece of cloth. It's a living testament to the nation's history, values, and unwavering spirit. From its humble origins to its iconic status, the Stars and Stripes embodies the very essence of the United States. The flag's design is steeped in symbolism. 13 stripes, alternating red and white, represent the original 13 colonies that dared to forge a new nation. These stripes are a constant reminder of the courage and sacrifice that birthed the United States of America. The colors chosen for the flag are not arbitrary. Each holds profound meaning. Red symbolizes valor and bravery, honoring those who have fought to defend American ideals. White represents purity and innocence, reflecting the nation's aspirations for justice and equality. Blue, the field upon which the stars reside, stands for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. It is a constant reminder of the principles that guide the nation's pursuit of a more perfect union. Together, these colors weave a narrative of American identity. The American flag has evolved over time, reflecting the nation's growth and expansion. The first official flag, adopted in 1777, featured 13 stars arranged in a circle, representing the unity of the original colonies. As new states joined the Union, the flag was updated to reflect this expansion. The current design, featuring 50 stars representing the 50 states, was adopted on July 4, 1960, following Hawaii's admission to the Union. This enduring symbol of unity and progress stands as a testament to the nation's ever-evolving story. Throughout history, there have been 27 official versions of the American flag. Each year on June 14th, the United States celebrates Flag Day. This day commemorates the adoption of the first official American flag by the Continental Congress in 1777. It's a time to reflect on the flag's significance and the values it represents. Flag Day is an opportunity to honor the nation's heritage and reaffirm our commitment to the principles of liberty and justice for all. It's a day to display the flag proudly and remember the sacrifices made to protect it. The American flag is treated with utmost respect and reverence. There are specific guidelines for its display and handling, outlined in the U.S. Flag Code. These protocols ensure that the flag is always presented in a dignified manner. The flag should be displayed from sunrise to sunset, unless properly illuminated during the night. It should never touch the ground and should be cleaned and repaired when necessary. These practices reflect the deep respect Americans hold for their flag. When an American flag becomes worn, faded, or damaged beyond repair, it is retired in a dignified manner. The preferred method of retirement is burning, a respectful way to dispose of the flag. This ceremony is often conducted by veterans organizations and other patriotic groups. The act of burning the flag is not seen as disrespectful, but rather as a final tribute to its service. It is a solemn occasion that acknowledges the flag's importance and the values it represents. The American flag is flown at half-staff as a sign of mourning. This tradition is observed following the death of prominent government officials, military personnel, and other individuals who have made significant contributions to the nation. Flying the flag at half-staff is a visual expression of grief and respect. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by those who have served the country and the loss felt by the nation. The position of honor for the American flag is to the flag's own right, which is the observer's left. This placement is based on the principle that the flag should always be given the most prominent position. When displayed with other flags, the American flag should be positioned to its own right. This protocol ensures that the American flag is always recognized as the primary symbol of the United States. It reflects the nation's pride in its flag and the values it represents. The proper name for the American flag is the Stars and Stripes. This moniker reflects the flag's distinctive design and its enduring appeal. The Stars and Stripes is a symbol of American identity, recognized and respected around the world. The name evokes a sense of patriotism and pride. It is a reminder of the flag's history and the values it represents. The Stars and Stripes is more than just a name. It's a symbol of the American spirit. Betsy Ross is a popular figure associated with the flag's creation, but historical evidence supporting her role is limited. While the story of Betsy Ross sewing the first American flag is widely known, it is largely based on anecdotal evidence passed down through generations. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the Betsy Ross story has become an integral part of American folklore. It represents the spirit of ingenuity and patriotism that characterized the early days of the nation. Francis Hopkinson, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, is often credited with designing the flag, though this is debated. Hopkinson was a talented artist and designer, and he played a significant role in shaping the visual identity of the new nation. While the exact details of the flag's design remain a subject of historical debate, Hopkinson's contribution is widely acknowledged. His artistic vision helped to create a symbol that would inspire generations of Americans. The Star-Spangled Banner, the U.S. national anthem, was inspired by the sight of the American flag flying over Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. Francis Scott Key, witnessing the flag's resilience amidst the battle, penned the words that would become the nation's anthem. The Star-Spangled Banner is a powerful tribute to the American flag and the values it represents. It is a reminder of the nation's strength and resilience in the face of adversity. The American flag is often used as a symbol of patriotism and national pride. It is displayed at sporting events, political rallies, and other public gatherings. The flag is a visual representation of the nation's unity and its commitment to freedom and democracy. Displaying the flag is a common way to show support for the United States. It is a way to express love for the country and to honor those who have served to protect it. The flag is often flown on national holidays, such as Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Veterans Day. These holidays are a time to reflect on the nation's history and to honor those who have sacrificed for its freedom. Flying the flag on these holidays is a way to show respect for the nation's heritage and to celebrate the values it represents. It is a reminder of the importance of patriotism and civic engagement. The flag is a powerful symbol that represents the United States and its values. It is a reminder of the nation's history, its struggles, and its triumphs. The flag is a source of inspiration and hope for Americans and people around the world. The flag's enduring appeal lies in its ability to evoke a sense of unity and purpose. It is a symbol that transcends political divides and reminds us of our shared identity as Americans. The Pledge of Allegiance is recited while facing the flag. This patriotic oath is a declaration of loyalty to the United States and its ideals. Reciting the pledge is a way to reaffirm our commitment to the principles of liberty and justice for all. The Pledge of Allegiance is a powerful expression of American identity. It is a reminder of the values that unite us as a nation and the responsibilities we share as citizens. The flag is draped over the coffins of deceased veterans and prominent government officials. This solemn tradition is a way to honor their service to the nation and to express gratitude for their contributions. Draping the flag over a coffin is a sign of respect and reverence. It is a visual reminder of the sacrifices made by those who have served the country and the debt we owe them. The flag is raised and lowered ceremoniously at military bases and government buildings. These daily rituals are a reminder of the flag's importance and the values it represents. The raising and lowering of the flag is a symbol of the nation's strength and resilience. These ceremonies are often accompanied by the playing of the national anthem and other patriotic music. They are a way to honor the flag and to reaffirm our commitment to the principles of liberty and justice for all. There are specific protocols for folding the American flag. The folded flag is a triangular shape resembling a cocked hat. This unique shape is symbolic of the hats worn by soldiers during the Revolutionary War. The folding of the flag is a precise and deliberate process. Each fold has a specific meaning, representing different aspects of American history and values. The flag is a universal symbol of American identity. It is recognized and respected around the world. The flag represents the nation's commitment to freedom, democracy, and human rights. The flag's global recognition is a testament to the United States' influence and its role in shaping the world. It is a symbol of hope and inspiration for people who aspire to a better future. The flag has appeared on numerous postage stamps and currency. This reflects the flag's importance as a symbol of American identity and its enduring appeal. The flag's presence on stamps and currency is a reminder of its significance in the nation's history and culture. These depictions of the flag serve as a constant reminder of the values it represents. They are a source of pride for Americans and a symbol of hope for people around the world. The flag has been carried to the moon by American astronauts. This historic event symbolized the nation's ambition and its commitment to exploration and discovery. The image of the American flag planted on the moon is an iconic representation of human achievement. The flag's journey to the moon is a testament to the American spirit of innovation and its unwavering pursuit of knowledge. It is a symbol of hope and inspiration for future generations. The flag is protected by federal law, which outlines proper display and respect. The U.S. Flag Code provides guidelines for displaying and handling the flag. These laws and guidelines ensure that the flag is always treated with dignity and reverence. The protection of the flag by federal law reflects its importance as a symbol of American identity and its enduring appeal. It is a reminder of the values that unite us as a nation and the responsibilities we share as citizens. The U.S. Flag Code provides guidelines for displaying and handling the flag. This code outlines the proper etiquette for displaying the flag, including its placement, its care, and its retirement. The U.S. Flag Code is a valuable resource for anyone who wants to learn more about the American flag and how to treat it with respect. Adhering to the U.S. Flag Code is a way to show respect for the flag and the values it represents. It is a reminder of the importance of patriotism and civic engagement. The history of the Internet explained. Simply in a nutshell, the Internet. It's a vast, sprawling network connecting billions of devices across the globe. It's become so ingrained in our daily lives that it's hard to imagine a world without it. But where did this incredible technology come from? The history of the Internet is a fascinating journey of innovation, collaboration, and a little bit of Cold War paranoia. The story begins in the late 1960s during the height of the Cold War. The U.S. Department of Defense was deeply concerned about the vulnerability of its communication systems. They needed a resilient way to maintain communication in the event of a nuclear attack. This need led to the creation of ARPANET, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, in 1969. ARPANET initially connected a handful of universities and research institutions. But it wasn't just about connecting computers, it was about changing how information was transmitted. The key innovation was packet switching. Instead of sending data in one continuous stream, information was broken down into small packets. These packets could then travel independently across the network, taking different routes to reach their destination. At the destination, the packets would be reassembled into the original message. This packet switching made the network incredibly resilient. If one part of the network was damaged, the packets could simply reroute around the problem. The 1970s saw further advancements that laid the groundwork for the modern Internet. One of the most significant developments was the emergence of email. Email revolutionized communication among researchers, allowing them to quickly and easily share ideas and information. It was a game changer for collaboration. Another crucial development was the creation of TCP/IP, or Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. This is the fundamental communication language of the Internet. TCP/IP standardized how data was transmitted and received across different networks. It provided a universal set of rules that allowed different networks to communicate seamlessly with each other. This was a critical step in the evolution of the Internet, enabling the interconnection of disparate networks around the world. Without TCP/IP, the Internet as we know it wouldn't be possible. In the 1980s, the Internet began its transition from a primarily research-oriented network to a more public one. A key player in this transition was the National Science Foundation, or NSF. The NSF created NSFNet, a high-speed network that connected universities and research centers across the United States. This significantly expanded the Internet's reach and accessibility. NSFNet provided a backbone for the growing network, allowing more people to connect and share information. It was a major step towards the Internet becoming a mainstream technology. Another important development during this period was the introduction of the Domain Name System, or DNS. Before DNS, users had to remember numerical IP addresses to access websites. DNS replaced these numerical addresses with user-friendly names like google.com or wikipedia.org. This made the Internet much easier to navigate and use. DNS was a crucial step in making the Internet accessible to a wider audience. It removed a significant barrier to entry and paved the way for the explosion of Internet usage in the 1990s. The 1990s witnessed the birth of the World Wide Web, a development that would fundamentally transform the Internet. Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist at CERN, is credited with inventing the web. He envisioned a way to easily share information using hypertext, a system of linking documents together. Berners-Lee developed the key components of the web: HTML, HTTP, and URLs. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, is the language used to create web pages. HTTP, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is the protocol used to transfer data over the web. URLs, or Uniform Resource Locators, are the addresses used to identify resources on the web. Together, these technologies created a user-friendly interface for accessing information online. The World Wide Web transformed the Internet from a text-based environment into a multimedia experience. Suddenly, users could view images, watch videos, and interact with dynamic content. The launch of the first web browsers like Mosaic made the web accessible to the general public. No longer was the Internet the domain of researchers and academics. The web opened up the Internet to everyone, regardless of their technical expertise. This led to an explosion of internet usage and the rise of e-commerce and online communities. The 1990s were a period of rapid growth and innovation for the internet. The web made the internet more accessible, more engaging, and more useful than ever before. The internet has continued to evolve at a rapid pace since the 1990s. The introduction of broadband access transformed how people use the internet. Broadband provided much faster internet speeds, enabling new applications like streaming video and online gaming. It also made it easier to access and share large files. The rise of mobile devices further transformed internet usage. Smartphones and tablets put the internet in the pockets of billions of people around the world. Mobile devices allowed people to access the internet from anywhere, at any time. This led to a surge in mobile internet usage and the development of mobile-first websites and applications. Social media has also played a major role in the evolution of the internet. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have connected billions of people around the world. Social media has transformed how people communicate, share information, and consume news. It has also created new opportunities for businesses to reach their customers. Today, the internet is an indispensable part of our lives. It connects us to information, communication, and entertainment. It has transformed the way we work, learn, and interact with each other. The internet is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of connection. It is a constantly evolving technology that continues to shape our world in profound ways. The most disgusting facts on Earth, don't say we didn't tell you. Ever wonder what microscopic horrors are lurking on your skin? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're diving headfirst into the abyss of human grossness. You might want to grab a barf bag, just in case. Dust mites. Tiny, 8-legged creatures. They feast on your dead skin cells. They're everywhere. Your bed, your couch, even clinging to your eyelashes. Sweet dreams. Speaking of eyelashes, you're not alone there either. Eyelash mites, demodex, are practically squatters in your hair follicles. They're like tiny, microscopic roommates you never asked for. And where does all that dead skin come from? The average person sheds about 600,000 particles of skin every hour. That's like leaving a trail of yourself wherever you go. Hansel and Gretel, eat your heart out. Earwax, that sticky yellowish goo in your ears, it's not just there to annoy you, it's actually an insect repellent. So, congratulations, your ears are naturally protected from creepy crawlies. Think you're safe from the ick factor just because it's inside your body? Think again. We're about to explore the wonderful world of bodily fluids. It's a wild ride. Saliva. It's not just water, it's a cocktail of bacteria and enzymes. These enzymes break down your food. It's like a pre-digestion party happening in your mouth. Tears. They're not just for sadness. They contain lysozyme. Lysozyme is an antibacterial enzyme, so crying is basically a self-cleaning mechanism. Urine. Believe it or not, it's sterile, at least initially. That's right, your pee is cleaner than you think, until it leaves your body, that is. Feces. The grand finale of digestion. It's a delightful mix of dead bacteria and undigested food. A true testament to the wonders of the human body. Let's venture deeper into the human body. Prepare for a journey into the land of guts, acid, and mysterious organs. It's not for the faint of heart. Your gut is a bustling metropolis. Trillions of bacteria call it home. They're essential for digestion. It's a whole ecosystem living inside you. The appendix. That little dangly bit in your abdomen. It has no known vital function. It's basically a biological spare tire. Stomach acid. It's strong enough to dissolve metal. Think about that next time you have heartburn. Your stomach is a superhero. Mucus. Your body produces a surprising amount of it daily. It lines your respiratory system. It traps dirt and bacteria. It's the unsung hero of your immune system. Humans aren't the only ones with disgusting habits. The animal kingdom is full of creatures with bizarre and repulsive behaviors. Get ready for some serious cringe. Dung beetles. They consume feces. They roll it into balls, they lay their eggs in it. It's a circle of life. A very, very gross circle. Some spiders liquefy their prey before eating. They inject digestive enzymes. They turn their victims into a soupy mess, then they slurp it all up. Vultures primarily eat carrion. Rotting flesh is their delicacy. They're nature's cleanup crew, but that doesn't make it any less disgusting. Certain insects regurgitate digestive fluids onto their food. They pre-digest it. Then they slurp up the resulting goo. Bon appetit. Reproduction is a miracle of life. But sometimes that miracle involves some seriously disturbing processes. Prepare for some biological horror. Parasitic worms live inside host organisms. They feed on their host's nutrients. They can cause all sorts of health problems. They're the ultimate freeloaders. Botflies lay eggs under the skin of mammals. The larvae burrow into the flesh. They create painful, pus-filled boils. It's like a living nightmare. Some insects engage in traumatic insemination. The male pierces the female's abdomen. He injects sperm directly into her body cavity. Talk about a rough date. Certain amphibians consume their own shed skin. It's a way to recycle nutrients. It's also incredibly gross to watch. Waste not, want not, I guess? Animals have evolved some truly disgusting defense mechanisms. When threatened, they unleash a barrage of foul smells, slime, and boiling chemicals. It's nature's way of saying, back off. Skunk spray, a foul-smelling liquid. It's a potent deterrent. It can temporarily blind and nauseate predators. It's the ultimate stink bomb. Hagfish secret slime as a defense. They can produce copious amounts of it in seconds. It clogs the gills of predators. It's like a living snot monster. Bombardier beetles spray boiling hot chemicals. They mix chemicals in their abdomen. They create a fiery explosion. It's like having a tiny flamethrower. Some caterpillars use fake bird poop as camouflage. They mimic the appearance of bird droppings. It's a clever way to avoid predators. It's also incredibly disgusting. You might think you can escape the grossness by staying indoors, but think again. Disgusting things are lurking in your food, your home, and even your toothbrush. Mold can grow on almost any food. It thrives in damp environments. It can produce harmful toxins. It's the enemy of leftovers everywhere. Some cheeses are ripened with bacteria or mold. It gives them their unique flavor and texture, but let's be honest, it's still kind of gross. Coffee beans are sometimes digested and excreted by animals. The Asian palm civet, for example. It's called Kopi Luwak. It's one of the most expensive coffees in the world. Food left out can quickly become contaminated with bacteria. It can lead to food poisoning. It's a race against time, a race against the germs. Your home is your castle, but it's also a breeding ground for bacteria and other disgusting things. Prepare to rethink your cleaning habits. Sponges are breeding grounds for bacteria. They're damp and porous. They trap food particles. They're basically a petri dish in your kitchen. Toothbrushes harbor fecal matter. Yes, you read that right. Flushing the toilet can aerosolize fecal bacteria. These bacteria can land on your toothbrush. Brush responsibly. So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of the most disgusting facts on Earth. Hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully you didn't lose your lunch. The most Googled questions in America? Answered. Ever wonder what keeps America up at night? No, not just reruns of late-night infomercials. We're talking about the burning questions that send millions scurrying to their keyboards, fingers poised over the Google search bar. This isn't just a list of random queries. It's a snapshot of our collective consciousness, a digital mirror reflecting our hopes, fears, and let's be honest, our occasional moments of utter confusion. So, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the wild and wonderful world of Google's most asked questions. We'll categorize, answer, and maybe even analyze what it all means. Get ready for some insights, some laughs, and maybe even a newfound appreciation for the power of the search engine. What are the symptoms of the flu? It's a classic, right up there with death and taxes. And the answer? Think fever, chills, body aches, and that delightful feeling like you've been run over by a reindeer. Basically, if you feel like garbage, you might have the flu. Time for soup, Netflix, and avoiding all human contact. How many calories should I eat? The million-dollar question that plagues dieters everywhere. The short answer, it depends on everything. Your age, gender, activity level, and whether you're secretly a hobbit with a second breakfast habit all play a role. Consult a professional or just embrace the mystery. How to deal with anxiety. In today's world, this one's sadly relatable. Take a deep breath. Seriously, do it. There are tons of strategies. Mindfulness, exercise, talking to someone, or even just putting down your phone for 5 minutes. Find what works for you and remember you're not alone. How to know if he likes me? This question has haunted teenagers since the dawn of time. Does he make eye contact? Does he laugh at your jokes, even the bad ones? Does he offer you his last mozzarella stick? These are the signs, people. Or, just ask him. How to talk to teenagers. Good luck with that one. It's like trying to negotiate a peace treaty with a particularly stubborn badger. Patience, empathy, and a willingness to listen, even when they're just grunting, are key. Also, snacks. Teenagers love snacks. How to fix a frozen computer. The bane of our digital existence. First, try the classic Ctrl+Alt+Delete. If that fails, channel your inner IT guru and try a hard reboot. If all else fails, unplug it, count to 10, and plug it back in. Sometimes, technology just needs a timeout. How to download an app. In this day and age, it's a basic skill, but we all start somewhere. Head to your app store, search for the app, and hit that download button. Just be sure you're not accidentally downloading a virus disguised as a cat video app. Read the reviews, people. What is blockchain? Blockchain. The technology that everyone's talking about, but nobody really understands. Think of it as a digital ledger that's shared across a network of computers. It's secure, transparent, and apparently the future of everything, or something like that. What is happening in Ukraine? A deeply important and complex question. In short, there's an ongoing conflict with significant global implications. Stay informed by consulting reputable news sources and avoiding the echo chambers of social media. It's a complicated situation, and understanding it requires careful attention. What is inflation? The economic boogeyman that's been haunting our wallets. It's basically when the price of goods and services goes up and your money buys less. There are many factors that contribute to inflation, and economists love to argue about them. Just know that it's not fun for anyone. What is the capital of Australia? For those who skipped geography class, it's Canberra. Not Sydney, not Melbourne, but Canberra. It's a common trivia question, and now you're armed with the answer. Go forth and impress your friends. Why is the sky blue? Because of something called Rayleigh scattering, which is when sunlight is scattered by the Earth's atmosphere. Blue light is scattered more than other colors, so that's what we see. Science. It's amazing, isn't it? Now you can explain it to your kids, or just nod sagely and pretend you knew it all along. One recurring theme across these questions is a desire for self-improvement. People want to be healthier, more knowledgeable, and better at relationships. It shows that despite all the chaos in the world, we're still striving to be our best selves. That's actually kind of heartwarming, isn't it? A major public concern revealed by these questions is economic anxiety. Questions about inflation, job security, and financial planning are consistently popular. This reflects the real-world pressures that many Americans are facing. It's a reminder that behind every Google search, there's a person trying to navigate a complex world. So, what have we learned from this deep dive into the most Googled questions in America? We've seen that people are concerned about their health, their relationships, and their finances. We've also seen that they're curious about the world around them, from the latest technology to the color of the sky. These questions reveal a society that's constantly seeking answers, striving for improvement, and trying to make sense of it all. Analyzing search trends provides a unique window into the collective mind. It's a reminder that we're all connected, sharing similar concerns and curiosities. And who knows, maybe the answers we seek are closer than we think, just a Google search away. How to bake a cake. Preheat the oven, mix the ingredients, and hope for the best. Or, follow a recipe. What is the weather today? Check your local weather app, or just look out the window. How to lose weight fast. There's no magic bullet. Eat healthy, exercise regularly, and be patient. What is the meaning of life? That's a question for the philosophers, or maybe just Google it. The real reason behind popular sayings. Ever wonder where those catchy little phrases we use every day actually come from? The ones that seem to perfectly capture a situation, like idioms, proverbs, and even those oh-so-familiar cliches. We're diving deep into the surprising origins and hidden meanings behind some of the most common sayings in the English language. Prepare to have your mind blown. These aren't just random words strung together. They're tiny time capsules holding secrets about history, culture, and the way we think. And their meanings? They've often morphed and twisted over time. To truly understand a saying, you've got to put on your historian hat and dig into its past. The historical context is key to unlocking the original intent. Take raining cats and dogs on, for example. While the exact origin is debated, Many believe it comes from the 16th or 17th century when poorly designed drainage systems led to streets overflowing with, well, everything. Major historical events have undeniably shaped the meanings of countless phrases. Think about sayings that emerged during wartime or periods of great social change. Don't forget the power of folklore and oral tradition. Many sayings were passed down through generations long before they were ever written down. And sometimes, a single historical figure or event can be the spark that ignites a saying's popularity. Culture plays a massive role in the life of a saying. Cultural norms and values are the very soil in which these linguistic seeds are planted. You'll find that sayings often vary wildly from region to region. What's common in one place might be completely baffling in another. Consider a saying deeply rooted in a specific culture or region. Its meaning is often inseparable from the traditions and beliefs of that community. Social classes also influence the adoption and adaptation of sayings. A phrase used by the aristocracy might eventually trickle down to the common folk, often with a slight twist in meaning. And let's not forget the impact of cultural exchange. As cultures interact, sayings spread and evolve, creating a rich tapestry of linguistic borrowing. Here's where things get really interesting. The meanings of sayings aren't set in stone. They can shift and change over time, sometimes dramatically. Think about a saying you use regularly. Has its meaning always been the same? Probably not. Misinterpretation and popular usage are often the culprits behind these shifts. A slight misunderstanding can snowball into a completely new meaning over time. Language itself is constantly evolving, and that evolution inevitably affects how we understand sayings. The words themselves might change, or their connotations might shift. And of course, media and popular culture play a huge role in shaping the evolution of sayings. A catchy phrase in a movie can quickly become part of our everyday vocabulary. Let's put on our detective hats and examine a few specific sayings. We'll trace their origins, explore their historical context, and analyze the cultural influences that shape them. First up, bite the bullet. This phrase, often used to describe facing a difficult situation with courage, is believed to have originated in the 19th century. Before anesthesia, soldiers undergoing surgery would literally bite down on a bullet to cope with the pain. The cultural influence here is clear: a stoic acceptance of suffering in the face of adversity. Over time, the meaning has broadened to encompass any unpleasant task or situation. Next, let's look at break a leg. This seemingly contradictory phrase, used to wish someone good luck, has theatrical origins. One theory suggests that saying break a leg was a way to avoid jinxing the performance by directly wishing good luck. The superstition and unique culture of the theater world are deeply embedded in this saying. Its popularity stems from its playful irony and the sense of camaraderie it creates among performers. Finally, consider spill the beans. This idiom, meaning to reveal a secret, has a less clear origin. One theory suggests it comes from ancient Greece, where beans were used as ballots. If someone spilled the beans, they revealed the outcome of the election prematurely. The cultural influence here is the idea of secrecy and the potential consequences of revealing hidden information. Its enduring popularity likely comes from its vivid imagery and its applicability to a wide range of situations. So why do some sayings stick around while others fade into obscurity? What's the secret sauce that makes a saying memorable and relatable? Psychological factors play a significant role. Sayings are often concise and easy to remember, making them cognitively appealing. They also provide a shared understanding and a sense of community. When we use a common saying, we're signaling that we belong to the same group. Sayings can also simplify complex ideas, making them easier to grasp and communicate. They act as mental shortcuts, allowing us to convey a lot of meaning in just a few words. And let's not forget the power of sayings in rhetoric and persuasion. A well-placed saying can be incredibly effective in swaying an audience. Understanding the origins and meanings of popular sayings is more than just a fun trivia exercise. It's a way to connect with the past, understand different cultures, and appreciate the power of language. These phrases are more than just words. They're windows into the human experience, reflecting our hopes, fears, and values. So, the next time you use a saying, take a moment to consider its history. You might be surprised by what you discover. The enduring power and relevance of these phrases lie in their ability to capture universal truths in a concise and memorable way. They are linguistic fossils, whispering stories of the past into the present. The science behind superstitions, why we still knock on wood. Ever walked under a ladder and felt a shiver of unease? Or maybe you religiously avoid stepping on cracks in the sidewalk? Superstitions are everywhere. They're those quirky beliefs that link actions or events to outcomes, even when there's absolutely no logical reason to do so. And despite living in an age of science and reason, these superstitions just won't seem to go away. So what's the deal? Why do we cling to these irrational beliefs? Let's dive into the fascinating science behind superstitions and uncover the real reasons they persist. Our brains are pattern-seeking machines. We're constantly trying to make sense of the world by connecting the dots. This can lead to something called illusory correlation. It's when we perceive a relationship between two unrelated events. Think about it. Your favorite team wins a game when you're wearing your lucky shirt. Suddenly, that shirt becomes a talisman. This perceived connection, even if it's purely coincidental, it reinforces the superstition. The brain says, "Hey, this worked before, let's do it again." Confirmation bias is another sneaky trick our minds play. It's the tendency to remember instances that confirm our beliefs. At the same time, we conveniently forget the times when those beliefs don't hold up. Knocking on wood worked, right? But what about all the times it didn't prevent bad luck? We tend to conveniently forget those instances. This creates a skewed perception of reality. This skewed perception solidifies the superstition's perceived effectiveness. We only remember the hits, not the misses. Superstitions often provide a sense of control in uncertain situations. Life can be unpredictable, and that can be anxiety-inducing. Superstitions offer a way to reduce that anxiety and stress. They give us a feeling of agency, even if it's just an illusion. This is especially common in high-stakes environments like sports or gambling. Think of athletes with pre-game rituals or gamblers with lucky charms. These rituals provide comfort and confidence. They make us feel like we're doing something to influence the outcome, even if we're not. There's a biological component to superstitions, too. It all comes down to the brain's reward system. Imagine performing a superstitious act, and then something positive happens. Maybe you avoid stepping on a crack, and then you find $1 on the ground. The brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This creates a pleasurable sensation. This reinforces the behavior. The brain says, "Hey, that felt good. Let's do that again." This increases the likelihood of repeating the superstitious act in the future. It's a simple but powerful feedback loop. Superstitions are often passed down through generations. They become ingrained in societal norms. We learn them from our family, friends, and the culture around us. It becomes part of our shared understanding of the world. Think about it. How many superstitions did you learn from your parents or grandparents? These beliefs become part of our cultural heritage. Social reinforcement further solidifies their prevalence. When everyone around you believes in something, it's hard to question it. Let's look at some common superstitions and their potential origins. Why do we believe these things? Avoiding black cats is a classic. This superstition dates back to the Middle Ages when black cats were associated with witchcraft. Knocking on wood is another widespread superstition. It's believed to ward off bad luck or to ensure that good fortune continues. Lucky charms are also popular. People carry rabbit's feet, four-leaf clovers, or other objects believed to bring good luck. These are just a few examples of the many superstitions that exist around the world. Each one has its own unique history and cultural significance. The persistence of superstitions isn't necessarily a sign of ignorance. It reflects complex cognitive processes. Our brains are wired to seek patterns, find comfort in rituals, and learn from our social environment. Superstitions tap into these fundamental aspects of human psychology. They provide a sense of control and meaning in a world that can often feel chaotic and unpredictable. This is why they continue to survive, even in the face of scientific advancements. So, the next time you find yourself knocking on wood, remember that you're not alone. You're participating in a tradition that stretches back centuries, driven by the quirks and complexities of the human mind.
The Science of Dreams, Decoded, A Journey into the Night. For centuries, humanity has been captivated by the enigmatic world of dreams. These nocturnal voyages into the subconscious have inspired art, literature, and philosophical inquiry. Now, modern science is beginning to pull back the curtain, offering a glimpse into the biological and psychological processes that shape our dreamscapes. Join us as we explore the science of dreams, decoding the mysteries of the night. Dreams are most commonly associated with rapid eye movement, or REM sleep. This is a unique stage of sleep characterized by specific physiological changes. During REM sleep, our eyes dart back and forth rapidly beneath closed eyelids. Brain activity increases, mirroring levels seen during wakefulness. Interestingly, our muscles become temporarily paralyzed during REM sleep. This prevents us from physically acting out our dreams, a protective mechanism of the brain. While REM sleep is the prime stage for vivid dreaming, dreams can also occur during non-REM sleep. These dreams tend to be less intense and more thought-like. Neuroscientists employ advanced tools like electroencephalography, or EEG, and functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, to study brain activity during sleep. These technologies allow us to observe which brain regions are active when we dream. One brain area that consistently shows high activity during dreaming is the amygdala. The amygdala is the brain's emotional center, responsible for processing feelings like fear, joy, and sadness. The emotional intensity of a dream is often directly linked to the level of activity in the amygdala. This explains why many dreams are filled with intense emotions. The hippocampus, a brain region crucial for memory consolidation, also plays a significant role in dreaming. It's believed that dreams may be involved in processing and storing memories. During REM sleep, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for logical thinking and decision-making, is often less active. This may explain the bizarre and illogical nature of many dreams. One of the most influential theories about dreams comes from Sigmund Freud. He proposed that dreams are a window into our unconscious mind, revealing repressed desires and unresolved conflicts. Freud believed that dreams use symbolism to disguise these hidden desires, making them acceptable to our conscious mind. While controversial, Freud's ideas sparked intense interest in the psychological significance of dreams. Another prominent theory is the activation synthesis theory. This theory suggests that dreams are simply the brain's attempt to make sense of random neural activity that occurs during REM sleep. According to this view, the brain tries to create a coherent narrative from these random signals, resulting in the often bizarre and illogical stories we experience in our dreams. The threat simulation theory proposes that dreams serve an evolutionary purpose. It suggests that dreams allow us to practice dealing with potential threats and dangerous situations in a safe environment. By simulating threatening scenarios in our dreams, we can enhance our survival skills and prepare ourselves for real-world dangers. This could explain why many dreams involve fear, anxiety, or aggression. A memory consolidation theory suggests that dreams play a crucial role in consolidating memories. During sleep, the brain replays and processes information learned during the day, strengthening important connections. Dreams may be a byproduct of this memory consolidation process, reflecting the information being processed and integrated into our long-term memory. This theory also suggests dreams play a role in learning new information. Despite these various theories, there is no definitive answer to the question of why we dream. The purpose of dreams remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of neuroscience. However, ongoing research continues to shed light on the complexities of dreaming, bringing us closer to understanding its true function. Each new study adds another piece to the puzzle. Our dreams are not random occurrences. They are often influenced by our waking experiences. Events, thoughts, and emotions from our daily lives can find their way into our dreams. For example, if you're stressed about an upcoming exam, you might dream about failing the test or being unprepared. Similarly, positive experiences can lead to pleasant and uplifting dreams. Emotions also play a significant role in shaping our dreams. Intense feelings like anxiety, fear, or excitement can influence the content and intensity of our dreams. Certain medications can also affect our dreams. Some drugs are known to cause vivid or disturbing dreams as a side effect. Dream content can sometimes be indicative of underlying psychological issues. Recurring nightmares, for example, may be a sign of post-traumatic stress disorder or other mental health conditions. Studying dreams has important implications for understanding mental health. By analyzing dream content, therapists can gain insights into a patient's emotional state and unconscious conflicts. Dreams can be influenced by waking experiences, emotions, and even medications. This complex interplay highlights the interconnectedness of our conscious and unconscious minds. The science of dreams is a dynamic and evolving field full of unanswered questions and exciting possibilities. As technology advances, researchers are developing new and innovative ways to unravel the mysteries of dreams. From the neural activity that underlies dream formation to the psychological significance of dream content, scientists are making significant progress in understanding this fascinating phenomenon. Dreams offer a unique glimpse into the inner workings of the human mind. They provide a window into our emotions, memories, and unconscious thoughts. As we continue to explore the science of dreams, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate world within our minds each night. It's a world of endless possibilities, where the boundaries of reality blur and the imagination reigns supreme.
The secret history of your favorite snacks. Ever wonder how your favorite snacks came to be? The stories behind these treats are often filled with surprising twists and turns. Accidental discoveries and clever adaptations played a key role in their creation. Get ready to uncover the delicious secrets behind some iconic goodies. Our journey begins with the humble potato chip. This crispy snack was invented in 1853 by Chef George Crumb. The location? Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs, New York. The invention was triggered by a customer complaint. This picky patron found his fried potatoes too thick for his liking. Crumb's reaction was one of culinary defiance. He sliced potatoes paper thin, fried them to a crisp, and heavily salted them. These were initially called Saratoga chips. The customer, supposedly Cornelius Vanderbilt, loved them. Mass production didn't begin until the early 20th century. A game changer arrived with Laura Scudder's waxed paper bags. These bags improved freshness and allowed for wider distribution. Next up, the beloved chocolate chip cookie. This sweet treat was invented in 1938 by Ruth Wakefield. The magic happened at the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts. Wakefield intended to make chocolate butterscotch nut cookies. However, she ran out of baker's chocolate. She made a substitution that would change dessert history. She used broken Nestlé semi-sweet chocolate pieces. The expectation was that the chocolate would melt completely, but the chocolate stubbornly held its shape. This happy accident resulted in the first chocolate chip cookie. Wakefield then struck a deal with Nestlé. She provided her recipe in exchange for a lifetime chocolate supply. Nestle printed the recipe on its chocolate bar wrappers. The cookies became known as Toll House cookies. A legend was born, one delicious bite at a time. Now, let's explore the story of Coca-Cola. This iconic beverage was invented in 1886 by John Pemberton. Pemberton was an Atlanta pharmacist with a vision. It was initially marketed as a medicinal syrup and brain tonic. The original formula contained coca leaves and cola nuts. These ingredients gave it a stimulating kick. Pemberton's French wine coca was the alcoholic predecessor. This beverage was inspired by Vin Mariani, a popular coca wine. Prohibition led to a non-alcoholic version of Pemberton's drink. The carbonation was reportedly accidental. It happened when the syrup was mixed with carbonated water. Asa Griggs Candler transformed it into a global brand. Let's chew on the history of chewing gum. Its origins are surprisingly ancient. People have been chewing tree resin for thousands of years. Modern gum emerged in the mid-19th century with chicle. Chicle is a natural gum from the sapodilla tree. Thomas Adams popularized chewing gum in the U.S. His initial plan was quite different. He attempted to vulcanize chicle into rubber, but failed. This failure led to an unexpected success. He then sold it as chewing gum. William Wrigley Jr. boosted its popularity through marketing. Free samples helped spread the chewing gum craze. Finally, we arrive at the ice cream cone. This delightful treat was invented at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. It was born from an accidental collaboration. An ice cream vendor ran out of cups. He teamed up with a waffle vendor to solve the problem. The waffle vendor rolled waffles into cones. This solved both vendors' problems. It also created a new way to enjoy ice cream. The ice cream cone quickly became a popular treat. So there you have it, the secret histories of some of your favorite snacks. From accidental inventions to clever adaptations, these stories are a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of deliciousness. Who knew that a simple craving could lead to such iconic creations? Surprising origins of everyday things. Ever stop to wonder where everyday objects came from? The stories behind them are often stranger and more fascinating than you might think. Get ready to have your mind blown as we uncover the surprising origins of some common items. Bubblegum, that chewy, sweet treat we all know and love. But did you know its invention was a total accident? In 1928, Walter Deemer was trying to create a new kind of rubber. Instead, he stumbled upon a formula that was less elastic but perfect for blowing bubbles. The original color? Pink? Because that was the only dye Deemer had on hand, and that's why most bubblegum is still pink today. The Slinky, a simple toy that's captivated generations. It was invented by accident in 1943 by naval engineer Richard James. He was working on springs to stabilize sensitive equipment on ships. One day, he knocked a spring off a shelf and watched in amazement as it walked down. He and his wife Betty saw the potential, and the Slinky was born. Play-Doh, the squishy, colorful compound that fuels childhood creativity. But it wasn't always a toy. It was originally created in the 1930s as a wallpaper cleaner. When vinyl wallpaper became popular, the cleaner wasn't needed anymore. Luckily, someone realized kids could have fun with it. Play-Doh was relaunched as a children's toy in 1956, and the rest is history. Potato chips, the ultimate snack food. Legend has it they were invented in 1853 by Chef George Crumb. A customer complained that his fried potatoes were too thick. Annoyed, Crumb sliced some potatoes paper thin, fried them to a crisp, and covered them in salt. The customer loved them, and the potato chip was born. Talk about turning a complaint into a culinary triumph. Coca-Cola, one of the most recognizable brands in the world. It was invented in 1886 by pharmacist John Pemberton. He was trying to create a medicinal syrup to cure headaches. His concoction contained coca leaves and cola nuts, hence the name. It was originally sold as a fountain drink at Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta. Who knew a headache remedy would become a global phenomenon? Velcro, that handy fastener found on everything from shoes to jackets. It was invented in 1941 by Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral. He was inspired by the burrs that stuck to his dog's fur after a hike. He examined the burrs under a microscope and saw tiny hooks that grabbed onto loops. He patented his invention in 1955 and named it Velcro, a combination of velvet and crochet. So there you have it, the surprising origins of some everyday things. Next time you're chewing bubblegum, playing with Play-Doh, or snacking on potato chips, remember the unexpected stories behind them. The world is full of surprises, even in the most ordinary objects. Unbelievable animal facts that sound fake. Welcome, fellow animal enthusiasts, to a journey into the wild world of unbelievable animal facts. The animal kingdom is a place of staggering diversity. Some of the things animals can do seem like pure fantasy. But trust me, these facts are real. They're scientifically documented, and they're about to blow your mind. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about the creatures that share our planet. First up, we have the mantis shrimp. Don't let its small size fool you. This crustacean packs a punch that would make Mike Tyson jealous. Its specialized appendages accelerate faster than a .22 caliber bullet. That's right, this tiny shrimp has a built-in firearm. It uses this incredible force to shatter the shells of its prey, and sometimes even aquarium glass. But the real kicker? The impact generates cavitation bubbles. These imploding bubbles produce light and heat. And we're not talking about a little warmth. The heat generated is hotter than the surface of the sun. This tiny creature wields a weapon of unimaginable power. It's a perfect example of the evolutionary arms race in action. Next, we dive into the world of the axolotl. This salamander has regeneration abilities that would make Wolverine envious. It can regenerate entire limbs without so much as a scar. But it doesn't stop there. The axolotl can also regenerate its spinal cord, and even parts of its brain. Scientists have been captivated by this creature for centuries. They hope to unlock the secrets of its regenerative powers. Imagine the possibilities for human regenerative medicine. We could potentially regrow damaged tissues and organs. Now, let's talk about the naked mole rat. This subterranean mammal lives in colonies, much like bees. But what makes it truly remarkable is its near immunity to cancer. These wrinkly, hairless creatures seem to have cracked the code to cancer resistance. They can also survive for extended periods without oxygen, and they have a remarkable tolerance to pain. Their biological adaptations are nothing short of miraculous. With their buck teeth and unusual appearance, they might not win any beauty contests, but they're definitely winning the game of life. Last but not least, we have the pistol shrimp. This tiny crustacean wields a weapon straight out of a science fiction movie. It snaps its oversized claws shut with incredible force. This creates a cavitation bubble. When the bubble collapses, it generates a loud pop. This shockwave can stun or even kill its prey. The sound is so powerful that it can interfere with sonar. It can even damage the hulls of submarines. Talk about a small but mighty force to be reckoned with. So there you have it, a glimpse into the incredible adaptations found in the animal kingdom. The natural world is a constant source of wonder. It's filled with secrets just waiting to be discovered. These facts challenge our understanding of life itself. Prepare to be amazed by the animal kingdom, because the more you learn, the more you realize how truly extraordinary it is. Unbelievable weather facts that will blow your mind. Weather is something we experience every day. We often take its predictable patterns for granted, but beneath the surface of sunny skies and gentle breezes lies a world of astonishing phenomena. These phenomena push the boundaries of our understanding. They captivate our imaginations with their raw power and unexpected beauty. Prepare to be amazed by these unbelievable weather facts. A single lightning bolt is far more than just a flash in the sky. It's an incredibly powerful display of electrical energy. The temperature within a lightning channel can reach staggering heights. We're talking temperatures exceeding 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This immense heat causes the air around the lightning to expand rapidly. This rapid expansion of air creates the sound we know as thunder. But did you know that lightning doesn't always strike downwards? Sometimes it can actually strike upwards. These upward strikes originate from the tops of thunderstorms. They reach far into the upper atmosphere. This fascinating phenomenon is known as a sprite. Hailstones are another example of the incredible power of weather. They form within turbulent thunderstorm updrafts. These updrafts carry water droplets high into the atmosphere. There, the water droplets freeze and begin to accumulate layers of ice. As they circulate within the storm, they grow larger and larger. Eventually, they become too heavy for the updraft to support. That's when they fall to the ground as hail, and hailstones can grow to truly incredible sizes. The largest hailstone ever recorded was found in South Dakota. It was nearly a foot in diameter. It weighed over 2 pounds. Imagine that crashing down from the sky. Hailstones of this size can cause significant damage. They can shatter windows, they can dent cars, and of course, they can cause serious injuries. It's a reminder of the destructive force that weather can unleash. Weather events can also be remarkable for their duration and scale. Take rainbows, for example. We often see them as fleeting moments of beauty after a rain shower. But the longest-lasting rainbow ever recorded spanned over 6 hours. This incredible display required a perfect combination of sunlight and rain. It's a testament to the delicate balance of atmospheric conditions. Then there are snowstorms. We've all experienced a snow day or two, but the largest snowstorm in recorded history was on a completely different scale. It was the Great Blizzard of 1978. This storm dumped over 100 inches of snow in some areas. It paralyzed the eastern United States for days. It's a stark reminder of the power of winter weather. It shows how it can bring even the most modern societies to a standstill. Despite all the advancements in meteorology, weather remains inherently unpredictable. Meteorologists have made incredible strides in forecasting. They use sophisticated models and technology. However, certain phenomena remain elusive. Tornado formation, for example, is still not fully understood. Predicting the exact path and intensity of a tornado remains a significant challenge. The atmosphere is a chaotic system. It's influenced by countless variables. Small changes in one area can have significant effects elsewhere. This inherent complexity means that weather will always hold a degree of surprise. It will always keep us on our toes. It will always remind us of the limits of our knowledge. The world of weather is far more complex and awe-inspiring than we often realize. These unbelievable facts remind us of nature's raw power and beauty. They encourage us to appreciate the dynamic forces that shape our planet. They also encourage us to continue exploring the mysteries of the atmosphere. There's still so much we don't know. The more we learn, the better we can prepare for and adapt to the challenges of a changing climate.
Weird and wonderful food facts from around the globe. Hey there, fellow food adventurers. Get ready to have your taste buds tantalized and your minds blown. The world of food is so much more than just what's on your dinner plate. We're about to dive headfirst into some seriously strange and fascinating food facts from around the globe. These aren't your everyday eats. These are the culinary quirks that highlight the incredible, sometimes unbelievable, relationship between humans and what sustains us. First stop on our bizarre food tour, Southeast Asia, specifically the Philippines, for a dish called balut. Now this one's not for the faint of heart. Balut is a fertilized duck egg with a developing embryo inside. Yep, you heard that right. It's boiled and eaten straight from the shell, often seasoned with a little salt, chili, or vinegar. Think of it as a protein-packed power snack with a bit of a surprise. The taste? Well, it's kind of like a combination of chicken, broth, and a hard-boiled egg, all rolled into one. It's definitely a unique texture experience. Next, we're jetting off to southern Africa to sample some mopane worms. Don't let the name scare you. These little guys are a staple in many diets. Mopane worms are actually caterpillars harvested from mopane trees. They're a fantastic source of protein. Typically, they're dried and smoked, giving them a wonderfully earthy flavor and a satisfyingly crunchy texture. Think of them as nature's potato chips, but way more nutritious. Eating mopane worms is a testament to the resourcefulness of local communities. They make the most of what their environment provides. Brace yourselves, because we're heading to Iceland for a dish that's not for the faint of smell. Hakarl. This is where things get seriously interesting. Hakarl is fermented Greenland shark. Yes, you read that correctly. The shark meat is cured for months in a very specific process. This involves burying it underground and hanging it to dry. The result is a dish with a, shall we say, strong ammonia-rich flavor. It's definitely an acquired taste. Many describe it as an experience, not just a meal. It's a true test of your culinary courage. Now let's hop over to Japan for a dish that's as thrilling as it is delicious. Fugu. This one comes with a serious warning label. Fugu is pufferfish, but not just any pufferfish. This particular fish contains a deadly toxin called tetrodotoxin. It's so potent that even a tiny amount can be fatal. That's why fugu can only be prepared by licensed chefs who have undergone years of rigorous training. The thrill of eating fugu lies in the delicate balance between flavor and risk. It's a culinary gamble that many are willing to take for the unique taste and the bragging rights. Just make sure your chef knows what they're doing. Our final stop on this whirlwind food tour is China, where we'll be trying century eggs. Don't worry, they're not actually a century old. Century eggs, also known as pidon, are preserved duck, chicken, or quail eggs. The preservation process is what gives them their unique appearance and flavor. The eggs are aged in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, lime, and rice hulls for several weeks or even months. This transforms the egg into something completely different. the yolk turns dark green or even black and takes on a jelly-like consistency. The white becomes a dark brown and translucent. The flavor is distinct. It's often described as having an ammonia-like taste, which might sound off-putting, but many people find it quite delicious. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the weirdest and most wonderful food facts from around the globe. These examples are just a tiny taste of the incredible diversity of culinary traditions out there. Each of these dishes is rooted in the culture, environment, and necessity of the people who created them. Exploring these weird foods expands our understanding of global cuisine. It encourages us to appreciate the ingenuity and adaptability of humans in their quest for sustenance. So, the next time you're feeling adventurous, why not step outside your culinary comfort zone and try something new? You might just surprise yourself.
Weirdest facts about the human body you didn't know. The human body, a marvel of biological engineering, a walking, talking, breathing miracle. We think we know it pretty well, right? But beyond the basic functions, beyond the beating heart and the working lungs, lie some truly bizarre and fascinating facts. Prepare to have your mind blown. These facts highlight the unique and, dare I say, strange nature of our physical selves. Get ready to dive deep into the wonderfully weird world within. Did you know that you're a walking, talking light bulb? Well, sort of. Our bodies actually emit a faint light. This light isn't some mystical aura, but a byproduct of the metabolic processes happening inside us. It's bioluminescence, just like a firefly, but on a much smaller scale. Unfortunately, this glow is far too weak for the naked eye to detect. You won't be lighting up a room anytime soon. Specialized equipment, incredibly sensitive cameras are required to capture this faint emission. It's there, trust me, even if you can't see it. Interestingly, the intensity of this glow fluctuates throughout the day. Our inner light show has its own schedule. It peaks in the afternoon when our metabolic rate is generally higher. Think of it as your body's way of saying, I'm working hard. And it diminishes at night as our bodies slow down and prepare for rest. Even our glow needs its beauty sleep. Ever wonder how your stomach breaks down that burger you had for lunch? The answer is incredibly strong acid. In fact, stomach acid is so potent, it's strong enough to dissolve razor blades. I wouldn't recommend testing that theory, though. So, why doesn't your stomach dissolve itself? That's where the magic of biology comes in. The stomach lining constantly renews itself, replacing cells faster than the acid can break them down. It's a constant battle, but the stomach is winning. This potent acid is crucial for breaking down food, extracting nutrients, and fueling our bodies. It's a chemical powerhouse. It also plays a vital role in killing harmful bacteria that might hitch a ride on our food. Talk about a security system. This showcases the body's incredible ability to protect itself, even from its own powerful creations. It's a self-contained demolition and construction crew. Snakes shed their skin in one dramatic piece, but we humans are constantly shedding too. It's just a bit more subtle. We lose around 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells every single minute. That's a lot of skin dust. Over a lifetime, we shed the equivalent of an entire body's weight in skin. Imagine carrying around a second you made of dead skin cells. This constant shedding is a vital process for keeping our skin healthy and fresh. It's like a never-ending spring cleaning for our largest organ. It allows for the regeneration of new skin cells, keeping us looking youthful and vibrant. Out with the old, in with the new. It also removes dead cells and debris, preventing buildup and keeping our pores clear. It's a constant exfoliation process. Our sense of smell is often underestimated, but it's actually incredibly powerful. Prepare to be amazed by your nose's capabilities. Our olfactory prowess is truly impressive. We can distinguish and remember a vast array of scents. It's estimated that we can remember up to 50,000 different smells. That's more than many people can visually recognize faces. The brain processes and stores information about smells remarkably well. Scents can trigger powerful memories and emotions. We can recall specific scents even after years of not encountering them. That whiff of grandma's cookies can transport you back to childhood in an instant. Think about how a certain perfume or cologne can instantly remind you of someone. The power of scent is undeniable. Here's a bone-chilling fact. Babies are born with more bones than adults. It sounds a little crazy, right? At birth, a baby has around 300 bones compared to the 206 bones in an adult. What happens to all those extra bones? The answer is fusion. Bones gradually fuse together during development, simplifying the skeletal structure. This extra flexibility allows for easier passage through the birth canal. It's nature's way of making childbirth a little less traumatic. It also contributes to the body's growth and adaptability during infancy. Those extra bones allow for greater range of motion and flexibility. So, next time you see a baby contort into some seemingly impossible position, remember they have a skeletal advantage. We often think of ourselves as individual entities, but the truth is we're more like walking, talking ecosystems. Get ready to meet your microscopic roommates. We are home to trillions of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms. They're everywhere, inside and out. These tiny inhabitants are collectively known as the microbiome. It's a vast and complex community living within us. These microscopic creatures play a crucial role in digestion, helping us break down food and absorb nutrients. They're like tiny chefs in our gut. They also play a vital role in immunity, protecting us from harmful pathogens and keeping us healthy. They're our microscopic bodyguards. They even contribute to our mental health, influencing our mood and behavior. It's a mind-blowing connection. This highlights the complex and symbiotic relationship we have with the microscopic world. We need them, and they need us. It's a partnership for survival. So, there you have it. A few glimpses into the weird and wonderful world of the human body. I hope you enjoyed the ride. These facts remind us that even the most familiar aspects of ourselves hold hidden depths of complexity and intrigue. There's always more to discover. The human body is a constant source of wonder and amazement. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Weirdest laws, still on the books in the USA, a quirky legacy. Hey there, law enthusiasts and curious minds. Ever wonder if all those dusty old laws you hear about are just urban legends? Well, buckle up, because the United States is a treasure trove of peculiar laws from way back when. We're talking head-scratching, giggle-inducing. Wait, that's actually a law? Kinda weird. These aren't just random rules, they're little time capsules reflecting our history, customs, and the occasional legislative brain fart. Get ready for a wild ride through the quirky side of American jurisprudence. It seems like our relationship with animals has inspired some truly bizarre legislation. A common theme? Apparently, regulating animal behavior is serious business. Let's kick things off in Arizona, where it's apparently illegal to refuse a dog a drink of water. Seriously, denying a thirsty pup is against the law. Then there's Oklahoma, where making faces at a dog can land you in hot water. I guess they take canine dignity very seriously in the Sooner State. These laws aren't just funny, they reflect our evolving understanding of animal rights. They also highlight the special role pets play in our society. Who knew Fido had so much legal protection? Food and drink also feature prominently in the Weird Law Hall of Fame. And some of these are just, wow. Picture this. You're in Alaska, casually considering pushing a moose out of an airplane. Don't, it's illegal. I'm not sure how often this happens, but apparently it happens enough to warrant a law. And then there's Alabama. Apparently wearing a fake mustache that causes laughter in church is a no-no. Guess they take their Sunday services very seriously. These laws might seem silly, but they often reflect the unique challenges of a place or the importance of tradition. Who knew a fake mustache could be so disruptive? Some laws are just baffling in their specificity. You read them and think, how did this even become a thing? Take Arkansas, for example. It's supposedly illegal to mispronounce the name of the state. I wonder if there's a pronunciation police patrolling the borders. And then there's California. You can't hunt game from a moving vehicle except for whales. Whales? From a moving vehicle? I have so many questions. These rules underscore the complexities of wildlife management and the occasional linguistic quirk. It's a wild world out there, folks. So why are these laws still hanging around? It's a mixed bag of reasons, really. Some are simply forgotten. They're like legal cobwebs, gathering dust in the statute books. Others stick around because there's no political will or resources to repeal them. It's just not a priority, I guess. And some are kept as a matter of tradition or local pride. They're part of the community's identity, no matter how strange. Believe it or not, some might even serve a practical purpose, albeit a niche one. You never know when that moose-pushing law might come in handy. These weird laws are more than just a source of amusement. They offer a glimpse into the soul of America. They serve as a reminder of our history and culture, the good, the bad, and the utterly bizarre. They offer a humorous perspective on our legal systems, reminding us that laws aren't always serious and stuffy. They highlight the enduring power of local customs and the unique character of different regions. They spark curiosity about the origins of laws and the stories behind them. Who made these laws? Why? They encourage us to question the relevance of laws and whether they still serve a purpose in today's world. Ultimately, they help us appreciate the quirky, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating American legal landscape. So next time you're feeling down, just remember, somewhere out there it's illegal to push a moose out of an airplane. And that, my friends, is something to smile about. Why we laugh, unlocking the science behind laughter. Laughter. It's that uniquely human experience, that sound that fills a room with joy or sometimes awkwardness. But it's so much more than just a pleasant noise. It's a complex physiological and psychological response, a symphony of reactions happening inside us. And believe it or not, it has deep roots in our evolutionary history. So buckle up, science enthusiasts and comedy aficionados. We're about to dive deep into the hilarious world of laughter, exploring its triggers, its effects, and its surprising benefits. Laughter is the physical manifestation of our response to humor, to incongruity, or even just to plain old social situations. But what's really going on under the hood? Well, the brain plays a starring role, of course. Think of it as the conductor of this comedic orchestra. Specifically, the prefrontal cortex, that fancy area responsible for higher-level thinking and social understanding, is heavily involved. It's the part of your brain that gets the joke. But it doesn't stop there. The limbic system, the brain's emotional powerhouse, also jumps into the fray. It's what makes you feel the joy of laughter. Basically, your brain processes information, recognizes something unexpected or absurd, and then, bam! It triggers a cascade of physiological changes that result in that glorious sound we call laughter. Now, let's talk about the physical side of things. When you laugh, your brain signals the hypothalamus to release endorphins. Endorphins are your body's natural painkillers and mood boosters. That's why you feel so darn good after a good chuckle. But the fun doesn't stop there. Your respiratory system gets in on the action too. You start breathing rapidly and irregularly, almost like you've just run a marathon, but a much funnier one. Your diaphragm and abdominal muscles get a workout, contracting and relaxing in a rhythmic dance of hilarity. All this physical exertion contributes to that overall feeling of well-being. Who knew laughing was such good exercise? Okay, so what actually makes us laugh? Humor is the obvious answer. Jokes, puns, witty observations. They're all prime candidates for tickling our funny bones. But laughter is about so much more than just jokes. It serves a crucial social function. It's a tool for bonding, for signaling agreement, and even for diffusing tension. Think of it as the social lubricant of human interaction. Ever notice how you laugh more in the presence of others? That's because laughter is contagious. It's a social signal that strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of belonging. We're basically hardwired to laugh together. Laughter extends far beyond mere enjoyment. It's not just a fun pastime, it's actually good for you. For starters, laughter can boost your immune system. Seriously. It increases the production of antibodies and natural killer cells, which are like tiny warriors fighting off illness in your body. So, laughing might actually help you stay healthy. And that's not all. Laughter can also reduce stress hormones like cortisol. It promotes relaxation and improves cardiovascular health. It's like a mini vacation for your body and mind. Laughter can even act as a coping mechanism. It helps us navigate difficult situations and maintain a positive outlook, even when things get tough. Think of it as a mental reset button, allowing you to approach challenges with a fresh perspective and a lighter heart. Laughter is a multifaceted phenomenon, a complex interplay of brain activity, physiological responses, and social dynamics. It's a powerful tool for communication, a natural stress reliever, and a key ingredient in a healthy and fulfilling life. Understanding the science behind laughter allows us to appreciate its profound impact on our well-being. It's not just a silly sound, it's a fundamental part of what makes us human. So go ahead, embrace the joy of laughter. Seek out opportunities to chuckle, giggle, and guffaw. Harness its power to enhance your life and the lives of those around you. After all, a little laughter can go a long way. You won't believe these crazy English language facts. Hey there, language lovers. Get ready to have your minds blown because today we're diving headfirst into the wonderfully weird world of the English language. It's a global powerhouse, spoken by millions, and yet it's full of contradictions and surprises. English is like that friend who's incredibly popular but also super quirky. Its evolution, its habit of borrowing from other languages, and its sheer oddness have created some truly unbelievable facts. So buckle up, because you're about to have your linguistic assumptions challenged. Let's kick things off with something that probably drives every English language learner absolutely bonkers: pronunciation. Take the word read, for example. Present tense, read. Past tense, read. Seriously? And don't even get me started on words like tough, though, and through. Tough rhymes with enough, but neither of those rhymes with though or through. What kind of madness is this? These inconsistencies are a hallmark of English. They're a source of endless frustration for learners and, honestly, a source of amusement for native speakers who've somehow managed to internalize the chaos. It's like we're all in on a secret joke that nobody else understands. English is basically a linguistic magpie. It sees something shiny in another language and just takes it. No questions asked. We're talking about pilfering words left and right from all corners of the globe. It's less borrowing and more like outright theft. But hey, who's keeping track? Think about words like rendezvous from French. So fancy. Or agenda from Latin. So official. And who could forget tsunami from Japanese? So powerful. This habit of borrowing has undeniably enriched the language, giving us a massive vocabulary and a word for just about everything. But it also contributes to the complexity and, let's be honest, the utter confusion of English. Speaking of massive, let's talk about vocabulary size. Prepare to be amazed. The English language boasts a staggering number of words. Estimates range from hundreds of thousands to over 1 million. It's like a linguistic black hole, constantly sucking in new words and never letting go. Of course, the exact number depends on how you count. Do you include slang, technical terms, obsolete words? It's a lexicographer's nightmare. Now let's get to the really fun stuff. Bizarre words and phrases. English is full of them. First up, we have onomatopoeia. That's a fancy word for words that imitate sounds. Think buzz for a bee or hiss for a snake. It's like the language is trying to be a sound effects machine. Then there's the longest word in the English language. Are you ready for this? It's the chemical name for titin, a protein found in muscles. It's so long it has hundreds of letters. Good luck trying to pronounce that one. And who could forget palindromes? These are words that read the same backward as forward. Madam, race car, level. They're like linguistic mirror images. Okay, let's be real. English grammar is a mess. The rules are often broken and exceptions abound. It's like the language is actively trying to trip you up. Remember the old saying, I before E except after C? Well, that's a lie. What about weird or science? English grammar is full of these little traps. The truth is, language evolves. Rules are bent, broken, and sometimes completely discarded. So in English, rules are more like guidelines, suggestions really. And that brings us to the final point, the constant evolution of English. This language is a living, breathing thing, constantly changing and adapting. Slang terms pop up seemingly overnight, adding new layers of meaning and coolness, or uncoolness depending on your perspective. New technologies give birth to new words and phrases. Think selfie or unfriend. Cultural shifts also play a huge role. As society changes, so does the language we use to describe it. What was once considered acceptable grammar might be frowned upon today, and vice versa. English remains vibrant and relevant because it's constantly evolving. It's a testament to its adaptability and its willingness to embrace change. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the craziest, most unbelievable facts about the English language. These linguistic oddities are testaments to its unique and ever-changing nature. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep being amazed by the wonderful world of words.